Good time oldies. 1450 KOKO. Warrensburg. 1450 KOKO. It's time for Warrensburg Tiger Football on the Tiger Football Radio Network. Brought to you by Warrensburg Chrysler, Western Missouri Medical Center, Warrensburg Ford, Mules National Golf Club at Pirtle Springs, Fox Heating and Cooling, KC Bobcat, and WK Chevrolet. Now, here's the voice of Tiger Football, Ryan Retone.
And good evening. We say hello from Harrisonville Wildcat Stadium here in Harrisonville, Missouri. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone, alongside you for tonight's presentation of KOKO Sports. It's the Warrensburg Tigers. They hit the road to take on Harrisonville, a battle of two district opponents, two conference opponents, 3-0 for the Harrisonville Wildcats. They'll host tonight's contest, and we apologize for coming on the air late. The game didn't start till 7:15 tonight, so we're actually 14 minutes away from kickoff. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Pilgrim Mortgage, your trusted partner for home financing. Call 573-230-6194. Our pregame show is brought to you by Western Missouri Medical Center, your partner for health, advanced medicine closer to home. Visit WMMC.com today. Again, Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you. Kent Otto is helping us out with the tech side of things. And back at the studio engineering tonight's game is Zach Schmidt. Brady, what do you look to see out of these two teams?
You know, you have state-ranked Harrisonville. They're coming into this game 3-0. They're number 7 in the state. And then, of course, a Warrensburg team that is really exciting. Only falling one game this year to Smith Cotton, which was 21-7. I have a great game going on tonight. I think it's going to be an amazing matchup. I expect Warrensburg to come out here and shock some people in this matchup.
Well, we'll talk all about it here. More of the Western Missouri Medical Center pregame show will come to you after this break. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
Looking for more than just a healthcare provider? At Western Missouri Medical Center, we're your dedicated partner for health. Our team of expert specialists, advanced treatments, and cutting-edge technology means you get the care you need when you need it most. We're proud to care for the community we call home, and we're here to support your health at every stage of life. Learn more at WMMC.com. Western Missouri Medical Center, your partner for health.
Hi, it's me, your little round buddy teed up on the first hole at Mules National Golf Club. Whee! Now, I'm rolling down the beautiful Zoysia fairway. Nice shot. Yahoo! Ugh, whoopsie, you hit me in one of their beautiful white sand bunkers. Whoa, I'm high over the water on the Island Green 18th hole. Whew, safe on the green. Now just put me in the hole. That's a birdie!
Book your tee time today at mulesnational.com. Tiger Football is back on the air. Brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance, Lindsay Tegmeyer Agency, Flat Branch Home Loans, American Senior Benefits, Davis Bell Auction Services, Central Bank of Warrensburg, IHOP of Warrensburg. Now, here's Tiger football coach Chris Cavanaugh.
So, unfortunately, we talked to Chris Cavanaugh. We don't have the piece to play it over the air, the piece of tech. But we talked to head coach Chris Cavanaugh this week, and he kind of raved about his team and the way they've played the past 2 weeks. But he said, hey, don't get it twisted. This is going to be the toughest matchup yet. Brady, what did you gather out of that?
He talked about the matchup tonight. It'll be their third straight triple option team they've played, and they have fared very well against the triple option team. You know, they fell against Smith Cotton in week 1, but 30 points in 3 weeks is 10 points a game. That defense has looked amazing. They've been really well sticking to their assignments, knowing who's getting the quarterback, knowing who's going out with the running back, keeping on the pitch, man. They've done a great job so far of just kind of shutting down the run game.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. Forced a lot of turnovers. Have the Warrensburg Tigers. Now, they will be without Jacob Taylor. He suffered an injury 2 weeks ago in the game up in Cameron. So they will be without Jacob Taylor again. Hoping to get him back next week is what Coach Cavanaugh said. So if you're looking for Jacob Taylor, I think we will see him on the road at Pleasant Hill next week. But this week, he will not play against the Harrisonville Wildcats. Like you said, triple option team. I mean, you just got to be assignment sound. And I think Warrensburg has done a great job the last 2 weeks, as it looks like we're about to get the national anthem here in Harrisonville. as the color guard has taken the field, and now the band is also taking the field. So we'll go ahead and take one more break on the Western Missouri Medical Center pregame show. When we return, though, we'll send you straight to kickoff for this matchup between Warrensburg and Harrisonville. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
You can depend on your Comfort Maker dealer to keep your home and family comfortable all summer long. Whether it's a spring tune-up or a midsummer emergency repair call, our customers enjoy the peace of mind that comes with having a reliable relationship with a rock-solid service partner. Make Fox Heating and Cooling your first and only call for outstanding cooling products and solutions. Call 660-747-2992 or come by 448 East Gay Street. Comfort Maker. Comfort with confidence.
Hi, this is Jared Jones from Pilgrim Mortgage. I think it's important that you know who we are, and we believe home is more than an address. It's your future. Our team is dedicated to guiding you through the mortgage process with expertise, integrity, and a personal touch. You might even say that we're a little old-fashioned because we still believe that the client is always first. So come see me today, Pilgrim Mortgage, 101 North McGuire Street, Suite B in Warrensburg, or find me online at homeloansbyjared.com.
This is Mary. I'm from Warrensburg, and Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Tegmeyer, your local State Farm agent here in Warrensburg. As a longtime resident, chamber member, and two-time UCM graduate, I'm proud to serve the Johnson County community with the highest-rated insurance company in the nation, State Farm. I'd love to have the opportunity to sit down with you and review any or all of your policies to see how I can help you create a personalized plan that specifically fits your needs. I look forward to talking to you.
Click, call, or stop by to talk with Lindsay Tegmeyer, your local State Farm agent on East Russell Avenue in Warrensburg.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too, and Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg. Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, the fight song is playing in Harrisonville. We're at Harrisonville, the Harrisonville Wildcats Memorial Stadium. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you as Warrensburg has traveled over across I-70 to take on Harrisonville. And we're across the 7 o'clock hour. I'm only 8 minutes late on the legal ID, so I'll let you know that you're listening to tonight's broadcast on 1450 AM KOKO 92.1 FM KOKO, streaming live at MoSportsZone.com, on the MoSportsZone app, and on YouTube at the MoSportsZone YouTube channel. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you. Kent Otto is helping us on the tech side of things tonight as a very loud train horn blares in Harrisonville. I think the Wildcats are about to take the field, but first, it'll actually be the Warrensburg Tigers that seal the thunder and take the field first. Nice little away crowd on the far sideline. Smoke coming out of a golf cart right in front of us. All right, Brad, what do you got to talk about?
You know, A.J. Smith coming into this game, the running back for the Tigers, 9 touchdowns in 3 games. He's been absolutely electric for this Tigers offense, and I expect to see more of him tonight.
Yeah, A.J. Smith is going to have to do so in front of a hostile crowd here in Harrisonville. Not only was it homecoming tonight, it was also the Hall of Fame recognition, and the crowd is on their feet. A nice student section that's donning all black, and now we have 3 Harrisonville Wildcats running as smoke blares up into the stadium. This is a very nice entrance.
Ryan, this is one of the coolest entrances I've seen out of a high school football team. That was awesome, and they are hyped up for this game for sure. Is this a big one?
Yeah, 3-0. They're state-ranked. Warrensburg looking to come in and beat them, and Warrensburg took care of business when these two teams played last season. So, I mean, I'd say there's probably an expectation, and Coach Kavanaugh kind of alluded to it, that this game, while, yes, it's a game that maybe on paper they're not favorites in, this is a game they expect to come out and win.
Yeah, no, they won that last matchup 56-25. It was kind of a barn burner.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the tables kind of flipped this year. Harrisonville having a really good year. They're now state ranked, as we said. They're 7th in the state. And that loss to Smith Cotton kind of put down the Warrensburg Tigers in that state rank pool, or the state rankings.
Yeah, well, last weekend, it was a great home opener, right? And it was senior night for Warrensburg. There was no letdown, though. Sometimes on those big nights, there's some jitters, there's some nerves. Warrensburg had no problems. Offensively, it was 6 touchdowns out of A.J. Smith, and we keep talking about him, but, he actually played one of the better football games I have ever seen last weekend from a running back. And defensively, no problems. They forced at least 4 fumbles. I know that. And, I believe they're introducing some honorary captains here for Harrisonville. But, yeah, it was no problems defensively. And you've played football, Brady. How tough is it to focus up on a week whenever you're just seeing the triple option nonstop, let alone 3 weeks in a row?
It's hard. Going out there, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, knowing your assignments, sometimes you get lost in the motion, sometimes you get lost in the hard counts. It's just a very difficult offense to stop because they go 3 yards at a time, 3 yards at a time, 3 yards at a time. And, so the old school football coaches say, hey, 3 yards a pop's all you need because 3 yards and 4 downs, 12 yards is first down. And you know what? When the offense isn't on the field as much because the other team's offense takes up 8 minutes of that first quarter to go down there and score, it's like, hey, you're kind of discouraged on the sideline.
Yeah.
And definitely, for Warrensburg taking care of business and only allowing 30 points in 3 games against triple options, it's truly impressive.
Yeah, the captains tonight for Harrisonville, it's Malachi Bolin, Bryson Cecil, number 38, Jake Bruton, and number 33, Keller Johnson. Over there for Warrensburg, I believe these are the same 4 players we saw last week. That is Trayvon Murphy, number 63, Vice McMore Lamole, Frank Stevenson, and Cruz Villegas. Tonight's coin toss is brought to you by Davis Bell Auction Services, agriculture equipment, real estate, household, antiques, and more. Call 660-747-6988. And as the coin toss gets underway, the 2 coaches of these teams meet at the middle of the field. That's head coach Chris Kavanaugh for the Warrensburg Tigers, and for Harrisonville, their head coach is Brent Maxwell. This is going to be a really good game tonight. Again, a fantastic crowd. This is exactly what Friday nights are meant for. And if you're tuning in a little bit late and wondering why we're starting at 7:15, that's a good question. And I would like to know as well. But we are starting at 7:15 tonight. It was a busy night for Harrisonville. It looks like Harrisonville has won the toss. No, Warrensburg has won the toss. They have elected to defer. Harrisonville will receive. It's the Monday Night Football theme song. Blares through the speakers here at Harrisonville Wildcats Memorial Stadium, and that's a mouthful in itself, is the stadium name. Both captains going back to their sidelines. It is week number 4 we are about to kick off. Harrisonville 3-0, Warrensburg 2-1. Again, Ryan Retone, Brady Retone joining you from the stands on the Harrisonville side of things. I'm sure there are some Wildcats fans that won't be too happy when A.J. Smith rips off a long touchdown tonight.
No, for sure, Ryan. We're kind of in a hostile environment here. We're right in the middle.
Talk about the hostile environment that Warrensburg is in. I'd say we're in one as well. But we're glad you're joining us, whether that's on KOKO or on MoSportsZone.com. Both teams still in the huddle as the clock winds down. It'll be Ethan Hook that'll kick things off for the Warrensburg Tigers. They're donning the white-on-white uniforms, maroon helmets. Their color scheme is almost Alabama-esque, is what I've said.
I was about to say something
I'd say
about
it's
that.
Clemson that they wear. Harrisonville, it's a blackout for not only their student section, but their football team as well. Black jerseys, black pants, and the blue helmets. Kicking from left to right will be Ethan Hook as we're set to get underway. And tonight's title sponsor, Pilgrim Mortgage, your trusted partner for home financing, 573-230-6194. Hook's kick is off, and we are underway in week 4, and that one actually slips by the return man for Harrisonville and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. That could have been disastrous, as it looked like Deegan Beechner just fell.
And Ryan, we kind of saw something like that on Sunday in the NFL game.
Goodness.
Good thing it's not NFL rules. Ball goes out of the end zone or goes in the end zone. It's a dead ball, and it'll be a touchback.
Yeah, if that's NFL rules, right, the ball sitting in the end zone is live, and Warrensburg was actually the first ones to touch it, so it would have been a touchdown, which is literally what we saw in Saturday. So Coach Kavanaugh said it. We're going to see the split back for Harrisonville, and that's what they're in right away. I believe the quarterback is Corey Brown, 2 backs behind him. Tight end on either side of the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers to the top. This drive starting from the 20-yard line. They fake the dive. No, they give it to the dive man. Excuse me, it looks like the quarterback's name is Levi Hall. That'll be a gain of 2 on first down, so 2nd down and 8 after the fullback dive.
And a great job by the Tigers there, just filling gaps, sticking to the scheme, and staying on the dive. A lot of times you see the D-line just kind of give up on the dive and, let it pop a big run and focus on the pitch or the quarterback run, but a great job there filling gaps.
See, and now we're already seeing it. Now Harrisonville is in the spread. They've got 2 receivers to the top and bottom, a running back to the right of the quarterback, Levi Hall. Hall snaps the football. They'll hand it off to the running back. He's got nowhere to go. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that's Frank Stevenson already getting in on the action.
And what was so good about that, they were in an odd front there. They had 3 guys down and a great job on the outside zone. You saw the outside backer coming downhill hard and making a big tackle for a loss.
So we're only a minute in to the Warrensburg Ford first half, and already a big 3rd down play for the home team, the Harrisonville Wildcats. It'll be 3rd down and 10. I'd imagine you'll see them line up in the spread. No, they're going to go split back on 3rd down and 10. The quarterback is Levi Hall, receiver to either side of the screen, 2 backs behind him. They bring a receiver in orbit motion. This is a double pass, and Warrensburg is all over it. Brought down at the 5-yard line was the receiver going in motion. In Braden Roper, they tried the double pass. Warrensburg wasn't fooled, and they're getting the ball back here early.
And what was great about that, no one bit on the run as well. You had the guys keeping your outside contained, but the defensive back stayed deep and went with a pass.
So it's 4th down and 24 from the 6-yard line. The offense is still on the field. I'd imagine the quarterback is the punter, and that's the case. Levi Hall will step back 2 yards into his own end zone. No rush attempt. This punt's not very good. It touches down at the 35-yard line. Picking it up and running is Dominique Mayhem. Mayhem dragged down, and now his helmet flies off. No, that's actually the helmet of the Wildcat. But Mayhem is down at the 25-yard line.
And Ryan, I'm shocked there wasn't a flag that flew out there. That was
I think that might have been
crown of the helmet straight to the back of the other helmet as he was going down.
Well, regardless, Warrensburg takes over in great position. It was a 3-and-out, and now they'll take over from their own 25-yard line. Trotting out on the field, Camden Mannering, the sophomore quarterback. Again, he's taken over the duties since week 2, and A.J. Smith next to him. 6 rushing touchdowns last weekend. He's in good position to get another one here. 2 receivers and a tight end to the bottom. The solo receiver is Theo McCracken. Press coverage out of the Harrisonville defensive backs. Mannering in the shotgun. To the right of him is A.J. Smith. They'll hand it off to Smith on the dive. Smith running room across the 20. Breaks a tackle. Smith down the sideline, and no one's going to touch him. 1 play, 1 touchdown for A.J. Smith.
And, a great job of yards after contact there. He didn't even look phased by the middle backers putting an arm on him and putting a shoulder pad down. A great run there by A.J. Smith. Ryan, you were not wrong. He is an animal.
Smith trucks over 2 defenders on his route to the end zone. A reminder, touchdowns are brought to you by IHOP, where after every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown the Tigers score at home. Well, this would be a good start if this was a home game. As the ensuing PAT, Mannering's the long snapper, Villegas is the holder, and the kicker, Ethan Hook, boots it on through. We're 9:49 to go in the first quarter. Warrensburg strikes first. They lead 7-0. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
AM AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, we have played 2 minutes and 11 seconds in this football game here at Harrisonville High School. Harrisonville got the ball first. Who do you think's winning 7-0, Brady?
I mean, if I wasn't watching the game, I would say Harrisonville.
Well,
but no,
Warrensburg
it's Warrensburg.
Yeah, they got the 3 and out, and actually Harrisonville lost 20 yards on their first drive. The punt was downed at the was returned to the 25-yard line, and from the 25-yard line, A.J. Smith trucked over 2 defenders and his way to the IHOP touchdown. It's 7-0. Warrensburg leads as Ethan Hook kicks things off here. Ball is returned from the 10-yard line. Working left sideline, breaking a tackle, and actually being dragged down, almost losing the football at the 23-yard line. That was the return man, Deegan Beechner.
And Trevin Shaw there on the tackle. He was the outside contain on the kickoff. Kind of got beat to the outside, but a great job getting his arms wrapped up around him because that could have been a very big play there for the Wildcats.
This drive goes right out to where it would have had it been a touchback. We'll start on the 25-yard line. 9:43 to play in the first quarter. Warrensburg struck first. We'll see Harrisonville in the pistol now. We've seen split back, we've seen gun, and now we've seen pistol. And already have a flag. That was too many men on the field. As it looked like number 15, Striker Gilmore, was trying to run off of the field and act like no one saw it, but you can't break the huddle with 12 men, and that'll push Harrisonville back up 5 yards on drive number 2.
And, I mean, that's just not the start you want. As the Wildcats, you have a 3 and out.
Did they have 13 men on the field?
No, they had one guy exit, and then, and then 15 went back onto the field.
I saw someone else run off. I was like, wow.
No, Gilmore went back onto the field. They had him come back off. But that's just not the start you want. Right now, you're at negative 25 yards of offense.
They'll still line up in the pistol. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, a tight end, and an H-back. The quarterback's Levi Hall. Hall, he's going to take it himself. No, he pitches it out wide. Frank Stevenson is chasing him down, cutting up and getting a gain of maybe 1 yard is Asher Hall.
And a great job there by Stevenson, staying true to his assignment. You could tell there he was on the quarterback, and he knew he was going to pitch it. He didn't leave too early. He stayed there until he saw the ball out, and then he almost went and made the tackle on the backside.
Yeah. He's a very impressive athlete, and one of the best, I would say, defensive end duos between Frank Stevenson and Traven Murphy. And Murphy's a linebacker, but a lot of times he'll walk back down on the line of scrimmage. Right now he's playing middle linebacker. Harrisonville in the pistol again. 2 receivers to the bottom. Now they'll motion their tight end to the bottom as well. Hall receives the snap. He's rolling out left side. This is a pass all over him. Now cutting back field, reversing, and firing a strike that's hauled in on the opposite 45-yard line is Levi Hall. Are you kidding me?
And Ryan, I mean, I'm going to have to say it. I with little Mahomey there. A great job on the ball. And, you know, that's the scramble. It's a scramble or drill there. He did a great job staying calm. He had a little sidearm pass about 40 yards downfield. And Striker Gilmore, a great job coming back to the ball. It was a little underthrown. So he was on the run. And a big play there for the Wildcats.
That first down's brought to you by Fox Heating and Cooling. Installation, service, maintenance, and more. Call 660-747-2992. And that's just the first down in this football game, as Harrisonville went 3 and out, and then Warrensburg scored a touchdown on their first play. So same set here for Warrensburg. For Harrisonville. They'll motion their tight end Jackson Alvarez across the formation. This is a quarterback keeper. Levi Hall, he trucks over a defender across the 30-yard line and finally dragged down by 2 Warrensburg Tigers. I found the horn. It's sitting right next to us. Another Fox Heating and Cooling first down.
That's a great job there on the read option. Reading that D-end came down, and they did a great job blocking down on all the defensive tackles and everything, clearing out some area. But, Levi Hall lowering the shoulder. You don't see that out of quarterback's offense. A lot of times it's get down, I don't want to get hurt. But, no, he showed that he had some dog in him and ran over a few guys.
Oh, there's finally a buzz in this Harrisonville crowd with 7:45 to go in the first quarter. Now a 2-back set here for Harrisonville, and they're scrambling to get their receivers on the same side. Play clock down to 5. Hall in the shotgun. He's running out left side. He's got running room across the 25, hits the sideline. And after a gain of 10, I think they'll give him the first down, and they will. 3 straight Fox Heating and Cooling first downs for the Wildcats.
And it's just outside contain there. They ran the speed option out to the left, and honestly, no one was on any assignments there. Everybody was blocked up. I mean, you didn't see anybody on the running back or quarterback, and now we're going to see 5 wide.
quad receivers to the right. The solo is Brody McNeil at the bottom. Now they'll motion a back into the backfield. That's Asher Hall. They'll motion another man across the formation. Now balance set. It's a screen play. They fire it out to Isaac Moore. He's got a blocker. And finally stood up after a gain of 5. That was Cruz Villegas on the tackle.
And then a great job there by Christian Cook. He was the receiver out there on the outside, manning up his man. I mean, that's one-on-one there. You have that block, and you got a big play going for you, but it was only a gain of 4.
Isaac Moore was the rusher. Yeah, they'll say 4 yards. It looked like 5 written initially. So this ball's on the 15-yard line as Harrisonville has moved into the American Senior Benefits red zone. This is a very odd play, and it goes for maybe a gain of 2. It looked like they were under center running the split back, and the quarterback, Levi Hall, just kind of got shoved forward by someone. I don't really know what happened there.
Well, Ryan Frank Stevenson absolutely demolished the running back before he even got there.
He's been known to do that this season.
And like we say, it's staying true to your assignment there.
Yeah.
He saw the running back and he leveled him.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 13-yard line. They're going to line up in the split back veer again. 2 receivers to the top. This is Levi Hall under center. He fakes the dive. No, he gives it off to the dive, and that one is stuffed up. Traven Murphy in there on the tackle. That's a gain of nothing, and it'll bring up a big 4th down.
And this defensive line coming up big here in the red zone. Now this is a big 4th down play for the Wildcats, forcing a little pressure on them with 3 yards to go.
They say it was a gain of 1, so it'll be 4th down and 3. Levi Hall is under center in the pistol. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Hard count, no one jumps, and now he backs up into the gun. Harrisonville gets the play from the sideline. Play clock down to 20. Warrensburg defensive line shifts. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's got it and running free and into the end zone while waiting for a signal, and they'll say touchdown Wildcats. Levi Hall goes 9 yards untouched on a quarterback sneak.
You know, I've never seen the tush push go for 9 yards, but a great job there by Levi Hall. He broke one tackle. He broke the initial line, stayed on his feet, saw there was more running room, and didn't give up there, extending the ball to the end zone, big play.
What in the world just happened? I think Warrensburg was just caught off guard, to be honest with you. I mean, they needed 4 yards and ran a quarterback sneak. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's good. So with 5:35 to play in the first quarter, we are knotted up at 7 as Harrisonville answers back on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, Harrisonville Wildcats head coach Brent Maxwell decided to go for a gamble on 4th down and 3, and it pays off. A 9-yard quarterback sneak touchdown for Levi Hall, a drive that lasted over 4 minutes, and Harrisonville knots our game at 7. Kicking off for Harrisonville, I believe, is Logan Boyle. That ball is received at the 25-yard line, and that's as far as the return man will get for Warrensburg. I don't have the number on that return man, that would be because they've cut off the numbers on the left side of the program. I believe that was Kyler Longo on the return. It feels like a party in the stands right now for Harrisonville.
You know, they're swinging the 12 sign or the 12 flag around. That's known for the it brought a really good atmosphere here.
A.J. Smith went 25 yards on the first play of the game for a touchdown. He gets the ball here, bouncing off of tacklers across the 30-yard line, and the ball is out, and they'll say Harrisonville has it.
Ryan, it really looked like he was down.
I thought he was down. The officials disagree. They will conference and talk about it. The referee already signaled, and now there'll be a penalty on the head coach of Harrisonville. That's because he ran all the way outside of the numbers to try to tell the referee what was right and what was wrong. And I think on top of that, this one's going to get overturned, and the offense might keep the ball.
That's just one thing you can't do is getting out there beyond the numbers, especially as a head coach when there's a meeting going on.
I'm not sure that we have a mic system. It'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct, a dead ball penalty. But it will be a first down for Harrisonville. So 15 yards on the sideline, unsportsmanlike conduct.
And it looks like A.J. Smith is very confused there. It looks like the ball got ripped out as he was falling down, but it was really a bang-bang play there. And he did a really good job on that run, staying patient, staying behind his blockers. It's just ball security is such a big thing in the game. Any forced turnover is a big turnover, especially in your own territory.
The turnover bug hit Warrensburg week 1 against Smith Cotton, and that's why they lost that football game. In the last 2 weeks, we have seen very good ball control from the Tigers. It's not a good sign here, though, as an early fumble for A.J. Smith. I mean, that's just the epitome of sports. You see a 25-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, and then the next play of the game, he fumbles the football. So this drive after the 15-yard penalty will get started on the 47-yard line of the Warrensburg Tigers. Heavy formation here. This is going to be a reverse. And finding room on the edge, and now throwing a pass to a wide-open player. A block in the back. Finally, it's thrown. This play's going to go for a touchdown. Unfortunately, it'll come back. It won't be a touchdown. There's a flag sitting on the 27-yard line right now, and there are about to be a lot of unhappy Harrisonville Wildcats fans.
And a great play there. There's a couple missed tackles, but Ryan, the one thing you can't do, you can't lower the shoulder with the guy's back turn and run him over.
It was a reverse pass that went for 47 yards and a touchdown, but the flag will take it back, and it was a pretty clear block in the back on the Wildcats player. I think pretty much anyone could see it, and this will take a big play off the board.
And even if it wasn't a block in the back, it would have ended up being a blindside if he had his shoulder turned because he was not looking at him at all. And that is a very costly play. That's why you're always told lead with your hands and make sure he's facing you, because if not, that's when the big plays start getting taken away. And, one of the goals of the game is winning the big play margin. And right there would have been a big play, and it would have been their second big play, but now you don't have that. No. It's taken away from you.
Well, Harrisonville gets a gain of 11, so they'll have the ball on the 36-yard line. Or 37-yard line, excuse me. Split back veer here. They hand it off to the dive man, and after a gain of 3, he's dragged down. Very well-timed shot, as that was Isaac Moore on the run. Very well-timed shot from head coach Brent Maxwell. Unfortunately for him, it comes back on a penalty. And they're 3 on first down.
And then they're just going back to their bread and butter of split back veer, just trying to get 3 yards a pop. As we know, and that's, like we said, goal of the game, if you're a running heavy team, is 3 yards a pop.
We're tied at 7, 42-25 to play in the first, 4:25 to play in the first quarter. They fake the handoff. It'll be a quarterback keeper for Levi Hall. He's trying to hit the edge, and he's dragged down after a gain of 3 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from the 30-yard line. Or they'll say 3rd down and 2.
And there's that read option again, and Levi Hall's doing a great job of beating the outside contain of the Tigers and just picking up a few yards at a time.
Hall just doesn't quite have the speed to hit that edge, right? He's been able to get out there, but just barely missing a gear that would probably separate him from this Warrensburg Tiger defense. 3rd down and 3 from the 30-yard line of the Tigers. 3:45 to play in the first quarter. It's a very big play. We saw Harrisonville convert on a 4th down already. They'll bring a tight end in motion. They're in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. Hall, he goes straight up the middle, and I believe he'll pick up the first down. First down's brought to you by Fox Heating and Cooling, and they'll say he gets it. As this time a horn in the stadium, players. We've got one over the PA system. We've got another with one that's handheld right next to us. A lot of horns in Harrisonville.
And like we said, they said they were the 12th man, and it's
loud.
Showing, yes.
Yeah, this is a very good Class 4 crowd. Very nice stadium here as well. They'll line up in the shotgun. Very heavy formation. 2 running backs to either side. An H-back and a receiver. Hall's in the shotgun, under 3 minutes to play. Hall running left side. This is speed option. He'll just tuck it up, keep it himself across the 15-yard line, barreling over a defender and dragged down at the 9-yard line. Levi Hall, I believe, has entered takeover mode.
And Ryan, what made that play so big is the pitch relationship that stayed there for about 10 yards.
Yeah.
Before he even tucked it and ran, I mean, he had that pitch man there for them, waiting for them to bite, and they finally bit, and he just tucked it up and got the 15 yards for a big play.
Same formation here for Harrisonville. 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and a receiver out to the right side. Levi Hall on the 9-yard line. Same play, running out left on the speed option, tucking it up in, barreling over a defender, and dragged down at the 1-yard line.
Hall's not afraid to lower that shoulder and keep on running. He is a very big guy, 6'1", 180. So
I'd venture to say Hall is a running back playing quarterback at this point. He's doing a very good job of it.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd down and 1 on the 1-yard line. Wildcats in the American Senior Benefits red zone. They huddle up with 25 seconds to go on the play clock. This game's tied at 7. It was an A.J. Smith fumble that has set the Wildcats up to score here. They'll line up in the split back. 2 receivers to the top. Levi Hall, I wouldn't doubt if we don't see a quarterback sneak here. No, instead they hand it off to the dive man, and being wrapped up is the quarterback and the dive man. And they're in. Touchdown, Harrisonville.
And what kept him up there is that Warrensburg didn't go down with him. We saw some of the O-linemen push and keeping the running back up in the air, and a great job there of keeping the play alive despite getting hit 2 yards in the backfield.
I don't know if they give Eli Torres credit for that touchdown or if they give it to Levi Hall. Either way, it's 6 points on the board for Harrisonville. And pending an extra point from kicker Ethan Stone, they'll go up 7 points. The extra point is good. 1:28 to play in the first quarter. Harrisonville leads 14-7. It'll be Warrensburg ball when we return on KOKO Sports.
Hello, Central Missouri. This is Michael Malloy from American Senior Benefits. When the Tigers find themselves in the red zone, they pull out their special playbook to find the end zone. Retirement has a red zone, too. The 5 years leading up to and the first 10 years of retirement are critical to having a well-thought-out plan. Let the experts at American Senior Benefits guide you to your end zone so you don't have to settle for a field goal. American Senior Benefits, across from the courthouse in Warrensburg, proudly flying our nation's colors each and every workday.
I am the Bobcat Man, David Bruce. I am the Bobcat Man, David Bruce.
Hey, this is David Bruce, the Bobcat Man, Bobcat of Sedalia. We've got Bobcat loaders and excavators in stock and on sale. I'm not able to give you the low price over the air due to minimum advertising price restrictions. I know what you're thinking. The Bobcat Man has gone crazy. Well, call my bluff. 816-491-6224. That's 816-491-6224. David Bruce, the Bobcat Man.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, on the ensuing kickoff from the Harrisonville Wildcats touchdown, it was a very nice play by Hunter Michelle to let the ball just go out of bounds. I mean, he definitely could have returned that, but he let it trickle out of bounds until the very last second. It does go out of bounds, and now Warrensburg will get very favorable field position as they'll start on the 35-yard line, I believe.
And, for a minute, it looked like it was going to bounce up and hit him and then go out of bounds, but a really good job of just knowing the game. And
I think Michelle was even going to go as far as to step out of bounds and grab the ball out of bounds. He's definitely watched, top 15 smartest moments in NFL history before coming to this game. Well, A.J. Smith in the backfield, quarterback Camden Mannery. 2 receivers to the top, a tight end as well. They'll hand it off to Smith. Smith's gone touchdown and fumble, and this time he's dragged down after a gain of 2. Not a great gain, but probably relieving to just have something normal happen.
Yeah, Tyson White Smith there, a great job filling his hole and filling the gap and staying responsible. And a big hit there on A.J. Smith, and he lost his legs there. And after fumbling, taking a big hit is not exactly what you want.
Well, they'll actually say it was a gain of 3, so that's going to be relieving when even your bad runs go for 3. They'll hand it off to Villegas. It's actually a reverse. It's now Mayhem. Mayhem has the quarterback Mannering as the lead blocker, but it goes nowhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Harrisonville Wildcats there on the tackle.
You know, Ryan, it looked like they're going to pull out a little Philly special there. It looks like Mannering was going to go upfield for a pass.
There was just nowhere else.
You couldn't get it off.
40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Warrensburg will have to run one more play before the quarter break, and it's a big third down. Third down and 7. Harrisonville leads this game 14-7. 4 receivers to the top. They bring a man in motion. Mannering, he'll roll out left side to pass. Mannering, he has mayhem across the 50-yard line. Lots of running room. He cuts back at the 40, spinning, and they'll actually say he stepped out of bounds back at the 44-yard line, but it is good for a first down. Hold on a second, though. There's a flag. That's got to be a backside hold. Well, actually, I say that. It was thrown around in kind of the defensive backfield, right?
Legal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield. That was a gain of 15, and it'll be wiped off the board. So now back him up 5. It'll be third down and 12 after the very big pass play. I mean, there was no one around Dominique Mayhem.
And I like the weak side flood concept there, Ryan. It was a great
You don't
job.
see that too often.
No, you really don't. You don't see quarterbacks rolling out to their left, and that was a big play there.
The clock will roll now with 17 seconds. Well, it should roll, but the clock operator has not started it yet here at Harrisonville. It finally does. It's third down and 12. We'll see if Warrensburg runs a play. They bring the tight end in motion. That's Dorian Lee. They do run a play. Rolling out left, it's a screen play to A.J. Smith, and he's going to be brought down, breaking a tackle, but dragged down at the 25-yard line. And when we return from the quarter break, Warrensburg will have to punt this football. It's 14-7 after one quarter. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
You can depend on your Comfort Maker dealer to keep your home and family comfortable all summer long. Whether it's a spring tune-up or a midsummer emergency repair call, our customers enjoy the peace of mind that comes with having a reliable relationship with a rock-solid service partner. Make Fox Heating and Cooling your first and only call for outstanding cooling products and solutions. Call 660-747-2992 or come by 448 East Gay Street. Comfort Maker. Comfort with confidence.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
Warrensburg Tigers football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, it's fourth down and 15 as we get started in the second quarter here at Harrisonville High School. 14-7 is the lead for the home team, the Wildcats. Cruz Villegas has checked into the game at quarterback. That typically means that Warrensburg is punting, and he does the punting duties. They'll go hard count. Now Villegas will get the sign from the sideline. I'm sure it'll say they're going to punt. A.J. Smith steps forward. Cruz Villegas steps backwards. They now drop a return man back. Villegas' punt. It's a line drive. It's pretty good. It's returned at the 40-yard line, breaking some ankles across the sideline. He's got running down inside Warrensburg territory and finally brought out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
And that's just not breaking down, kind of just kept going high, and he hit one hole, and after that, the rest was history. And honestly, if he could have stayed on his feet there a little bit better, he would have been taking it to the house.
I believe that was Tyson Wyatt Smith on the return. And man, 11 minutes ago, or probably a little longer than that, but it felt like Harrisonville was stunned. Now all of a sudden, this nearly capacity crowd at Harrison Wildcats Memorial Stadium is rocking on a Friday night. It's week 4. Harrisonville 3-0. They're state ranked 7th in Class 4. Warrensburg looking to go to 3-1. Now rolling out right side is the quarterback. He steps up and drops to pass, and a diving receiver can't haul it in at the 10-yard line. That pass was intended for Asher Hall. couldn't quite bring it in. It's a well-timed shot and a nice play.
Yeah, Asher Hall came from the backside there. They rolled out to the right. They had one guy going deep, the other sticking to the left and going on a post. But coming across the field, there was no one there. It looked like they got a little lost in the zone coverage, and it would have been a big play if they could convert it on it.
I'm going to give the stadium DJ here at Harrisonville credit. He keeps the crowd engaged every single play. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 26-yard line, knocking on the doorsteps of the American Senior Benefits red zone. Now rolling out right side, same action, but running it is Levi Hall. He shoves his own blocker into the defender of Warrensburg, stays on his feet and bounce, and that's a gain of 7 on 2nd down.
And that's what you love to see out of a runner, is directing traffic. He's telling his blocker, tapping him which side to go on, and a great job of staying patient and not forcing too much there for a gain of 7. I believe that was a triple option. They had the shuttle option forward.
Yeah.
But, another big play, and this Warrensburg defense looks to be stunned. After that first drive, I was in a shock to see how aggressive they were on that front line. But right now, they are getting bullied around.
Minute off the clock in the second quarter, 14-7, the Harrisonville lead. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 20-yard line. They're in the split-back veer. I'll motion the tight end across the formation. He turns into a wide receiver, dropping right back to pass and throwing it to the wide receiver, Jackson Alvarez. He'll be thrown out of bounds, I believe, short of the first down. It will be 4th down and maybe an inch.
I think they're giving him a full yard right there.
It's very tight. The line to gain is the 16-yard line. The ball is marked on the 17, so it's a full yard. We've already seen a quarterback sneak go for a touchdown. This time the ball is fumbled. It's on the ground, and I think he'll be short. Warrensburg sure thinks so. I don't know how he could have gained a yard considering he fell straight down after the ball was snapped. And they'll say he was stopped. Warrensburg catches a break and gets the 4th down stand.
And they loaded up the box there, and he would have had it, but it's just controlling the ball. Getting the snap before moving forward. It looked like he started his momentum forward before he even got the snap, and that's when he fell to the ground. Both knees were on the ground when he recovered back the ball, got up, tried to run again. Once you're down on the ground, you can't get back up. There's no contact or anything.
There's no conversation, no measurements. They say short by a full yard, and with 10:38 to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half, Warrensburg takes over on their own 18-yard line. They trail by 7. Mannering in the shotgun. He hands it off to Smith, who has a burst right down the middle, bowling over a defender, sending one to the ground on a stiff arm, and across the 25-yard line, dragged down at the 27, is A.J. Smith. They'll give him the first down. That first down brought to you by Fox Heating and Cooling.
Ryan, what I liked about that play a lot is they took a man out of the box there by sending him in motion. They had that outside backer bounce out, and they get it right back up the middle.
Mannering back on the line quick. They'll hand it off to Smith. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but makes something out of nothing and gets a gain of 5. Actually, they'll say 6. A.J. Smith ran very well last week. He ran extremely efficiently on the first play of the game, but then a fumble and a 3-and-out last drive kind of left Warrensburg Tigers fans wondering a little bit. But now he's running the ball very well again. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Solo receiver to the top. Smith to the top as well. Mannering in the shotgun. Straight drop back to pass. He'll fire it outside, and it's caught by Mayhem. Running down the left sideline across the 40-yard line. Dragged out at the 41. It'll be a first down again.
And that's a very risky ball there. They were playing off, but it was still a 5-yard hitch there, and there was little to no separation at all. A great catch, and he threw it away from the defender. That's always the biggest part, keeping the ball away from the defender.
Reminder, Mannering, just a sophomore, and I think he has played very well in this is now his 3rd start of the season. I think he's played very well for a young kid. Trips to the top. They'll send the tight end there as well. Now they motion. Theo McCracken across the formation, rolling out right to pass. He wants the deep ball. Got a man down the sideline. It can't be hauled in. Lots of contact. They'll say incomplete. Warrensburg wants a pass interference penalty. They won't get one. Mannering rolled out right side, and he was trying to find Tucker Small, the senior wide receiver. The defender was draped all over him.
And that was a very impressive ball there on the run. Some great accuracy there. And honestly, if this is not high school football, it is going to be a flag.
He didn't turn around.
He didn't turn around, but of course we're playing high school rules. There's no rule saying you have to turn around.
There's no rule in college saying you have to turn around. It's just the NFL that you have to turn around. So clean play, very nice play by the defensive back for Harrisonville. Trips bunch to the top. Smith in the shotgun. It's a play-action pass. They'll throw it out to Theo McCracken, who is hip dropped after a gain of 1.
And that is a crucial missed block there by Jacob Taylor. I mean, you got to lock up and...
It's not Jacob Taylor. We're not seeing Jacob Taylor in this one. I believe that was Dominique Mayhem.
The numbers.
Yeah.
Mayhem there, he got beat to the outside and kind of drugged to the ground, and that's just blowing up a screenplay.
Well, it's 3rd down and 9. This one from around midfield at the 42-yard line of the Tigers. I'd say it's probably 4-down territory if you get 3 or 4 yards. Smith, the running back. 2 receivers bunched at the top. Solo to the bottom's Theo McCracken, tied into the left side. They'll hand it off to Smith. Smith, a burst across 15. He can't be caught. Touchdown, Tigers. A.J. Smith. A 59-yard touchdown run, and we're even.
And that is just great vision there by Smith. He saw the hole, and he hit it fast, and he did not stop. I mean, I believe the Wildcats didn't get a hand on him there.
Smith right through the heart of the defense. His 11th rushing touchdown on the season. And we're an Ethan Hook extra point away from a tie game. Entering the long snapper, Villegas the holder, and Hook the kicker. Snap back, hold barely down, but the kick is up, through, and good. With 8:48 to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half, we're all knotted at 14 in Harrisonville. It'll be Harrisonville football when we return on KOKO Sports.
I'm Brenda from St. Louis. Warrensburg Chrysler just made me another happy customer.
It's the Drive Into Fall event at Warrensburg Chrysler, and prices are falling. Get $7,750 off a 2025 Wagoneer S, or up to $5,250 off 2025 Ram 1500 DT Crew Cab Tradesman, and interest rates as low as 3.9% to qualified buyers. Fall into a great deal at Warrensburg Chrysler.
I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Chrysler.
Warrensburg Tigers football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, there's this thing where they say momentum is a pendulum, and it just goes right back and forth, and it evens itself out. Well, the momentum was on Warrensburg's side, then it was on Harrisonville's side for the remainder of the first quarter. We're not even 4 minutes into the second quarter, and Warrensburg has ripped it right back. A.J. Smith through the teeth of the defense, and we're knotted at 14.
And Ryan, there was a moment at both times of the highs that I was getting worried that this game might turn into a blowout.
Yeah. But it has not happened. Ethan Hook's kickoff down inside the 5-yard line. Very nice kickoff coverage team running down. It was returned. Now flipping field, running down the right sideline, trying to hit the edge. Contain man is there and dragged out of bounds at the 22-yard line was the return man. That was Beecher on the return, and there to take him down was Tucker Small. 28-yard line. The numbers on the field, man, they get to me sometimes, Brady. It's hard to do the math, even though it's not hard to do the math. I study communications, not math. So.
Oh, no, the numbers on the back of the Wildcats jerseys are also hard to see. Is the black and blue? They're really
black
cool,
and blues.
Really cool
they
jerseys.
Look nice, but they are tough to see unless their back is facing you. So we'll see the shotgun. We've seen everything out of Harrisonville tonight. They will line up in the shotgun. They'll motion a tight end across the formation, Alvarez. Levi Hall, he fakes the give to his back, now running right up the middle, and getting hands on him is Trayvon Murphy. I didn't see who actually made the tackle. I think it might have been Frank Stevenson after a gain of 4.
And that was a really good mesh between the running back and Levi Hall. It was smooth, clean. There didn't look like there was any miscommunication there on who was getting the ball. And, I mean, that's been one of the key things getting so many yards is how clean their mesh has looked.
PA system saying, let's get loud. That's kind of backwards because you don't usually want to get loud whenever your offense is on the field, but maybe it's because they like how many different formations they have. They're in the split back now. Alvarez still going in motion. He does nearly every play, and they'll pitch it out to the running back. He's across the 30-yard line and dragged down after a gain of nothing. The pitch happened 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and getting back to the line of the scrimmage is the running back for Harrisonville, and he's now down hurt. He'll hobble off after no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5. This will be another big-time play in this game. Warrensburg has done good on third down. Harrisonville was better on fourth down early in the game, but it was a fourth down stop last drive that got Warrensburg the football back. See what Harrisonville opts to do here. 3rd down and 5. They haven't passed the ball a whole lot. Balanced set, running back to the left of the quarterback, Levi Hall. Hall straight drop back to pass. He's sensing pressure and dragged down by Frank Stevenson. It's a sack. Stevenson celebrates by kicking his leg up in the air. He does the TJ Watt. He looked like TJ Watt off the edge. A loss of 4, and it's 4th down and 9.
And Frank Stevenson coming from your blind side is not a fun sight to see. He's quick, long, lanky, and he does a really good job there of getting to the quarterback. And, I mean, that is just a dangerous, dangerous man to see.
4th down and 9 from the 29-yard line of Harrisonville. Offense on the field, but they punt out of their offensive formation. Now dropping back to punt is Levi Hall. Mayhem will go back to return. Hall with a very good line drive punt. It gets a good bounce at the 40-yard line, all the way inside the 25-yard line, and finally will be down at the 21. Well, Levi Hall does a good job flipping fields, but with 6:19 to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half, Warrensburg will take over with the football.
And Ryan, right here is a big drive. You know, there's 6:19 left on the clock. You go down there's Warrensburg and score, maybe chew a little clock. You are setting yourself up for an opportunity to get a 2-possession lead at the start of next half.
Reminder, Warrensburg High School football is brought to you on KOKO by Pilgrim Mortgage. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, tight end to the top as well. A.J. Smith to the right of his quarterback, Camden Mannering. They go hard count, now stand up and get the play call. Working on the 21-yard line. A.J. Smith has 2 touchdowns in this game. Mannering straight drop back to pass. He'll fire, and one-handedly brought in by Dominic Mayhem. What a catch by Mayhem. It's only good for a gain of 3, but I can't believe he brought that in.
Neither can I, Ryan. I was a little confused when it was going down here at the bottom of your screen with Tucker Small. It looked like he got jammed off the line. It looked like he was supposed to clear out there with the go. A little cover 2 beater, and that just wasn't the case.
I don't really know how the ball's spotted where it is, but it was spotted in the middle of the field, and they hand it off to the running back, A.J. Smith, and he'll bowl his way forward to the 30-yard line, which will bring up a 3rd down and 1, excuse me. Yeah, the pass was completed on the near hash. They spotted the ball on the right side hashes, and they've spotted the ball in the same spot again. I don't know, maybe if they've just decided that's where they're spotting the ball tonight. But it's 3rd down and 1 with 5:20 to play in the second quarter. We're all knotted at 14. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Mannering back to pass. He'll fire it out to Theo McCracken. They have numbers. McCracken gets a block and dragged down across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14 on 3rd down and 1. And a Fox Heating and Cooling first down for the Tigers.
And Tucker Small, if he holds that block for maybe just a millisecond longer, we're going to see Theo McCracken run for days.
I like the play call there. It was 3rd down and 1. They had numbers on the trip side, so they decided to throw the quarterback screen out there, knowing they could run the ball again on 4th down, and it paid off. Just eclipsed the 5-minute mark in the first half. Mannering in the shotgun. A.J. Smith, the running back to his left. Tight end on the formation. They hand it off to Smith. Smith looking for a cutback. Now firing across the middle. They'll throw a late flag. I believe that would have to be on the tackle. It's a gain of 9 if it stands. Maybe a face mask?
Right, I didn't see anything go on in there.
There's clapping in white jerseys, and Warrensburg's in white jerseys. We await the penalty. Referee says it was a face mask, so a gain of 9 yards. You can tack 5 yards onto that. They'll say it was accidental, not a personal foul. But gained 5 yards to the end of the run.
And Ryan, that rule is so interesting.
It is.
The 5 to 15.
Yeah, it's a personal foul if they say it was intentional. If it was accidental, it's 5 yards. We're going to see our first Flat Branch Home Loans timeout. Let's get you a home, 660-422-5699 with 4:47 remaining in the first half. It's all tied at 14 on KOKO Sports.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, we're back here at Warrensburg High School, or excuse me, not at Warrensburg High School. We're at Harrisonville High School, where Warrensburg is knotted with the Wildcats of Harrisonville at 14. They have a first down at the 44-yard line out of the Harrisonville timeout. Mannering hands it off to Smith, running right tackle. He's looking for a wide receiver block. Across the first down marker, he's trying to hit the sideline and wisely steps out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
And that's just another great job of having good vision there. That run was going towards the B gap there, and he bounced it out. He saw more room to run, more room to get more yards, and he did a great job of extending the play.
On the line of scrimmage quick here, 27-yard line. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. This is a new running back they've handed it off to, and he'll get a gain of 5. We'll wait for the number on that one. It's probably Michelle. We've seen him run a little bit, and it is. It's Hunter Michelle with a gain of 4 on first down. I guess on the last play, I didn't see it. A.J. Smith must have hit the sideline. They hand it off to Michelle again. Michelle, a gain of 3. Maybe 4, so it'll be 3rd down and 2, and now Smith able to check back in. It's nice when A.J. Smith rips off long run after long run, but sometimes you have to go get a breather.
For sure, but Michelle did a great job there of just kind of doing his role. Yeah, getting 4 to 3 yards to carry in, setting up A.J. Smith for another possibility of a first down.
They're getting loud here. 3rd down and 3 on the 20-yard line as they're in the American Senior Benefits red zone. Mannering, he'll hand it off to Smith. Smith, hard cut, and across the first down marker, down to the 15-yard line. Smith looked like he was dead to rights, but it was a quick cut upfield. And a gain of 5 on 3rd down and 3 moves the chain. So Fox heating and cooling first down. Warrensburg all the ball again quick. They're in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends and a running back. They motion McCracken. Hand it off again. It's a cutback for Smith. Smith finds his hole and now falls over the top of a defender. He's down to the 10-yard line.
And it's truly impressive how he makes what looks like nothing into
really
something. It's being a playmaker there, and we're going to see him exit off the field again.
See Smith check out. Villegas is going to come onto the field. I wouldn't doubt if this isn't a 2 running back set with Cruz Villegas and Dominique Mayhem, but don't count my word for it. 2 tight ends on the field as well. Just 1 tight end on the field. 2nd down and 4 from the 10-yard line. It will be Mayhem in the backfield. Trips are bumped to the top of the screen, but first Warrensburg wants to talk things over. So there was some confusion there. Play clock was running down. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Warrensburg's knocking on the door on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement, Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Less than 50 seconds to go in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Warrensburg elects to take the Flat Branch Home Loans timeout ahead of the 2nd down and 4 play call. It sent A.J. Smith to the sideline initially. It looks like that's where he'll stay for this 2nd down play call. 2 tight ends in the formation, and they actually are missing a running back, perhaps. Yeah, and Smith will run onto the field now. They were a man short, which is odd out of a timeout, but Smith finally running onto the field. This ball's on the left hash mark. 2 tight ends to the top. Mannering, he fakes the handoff. This is a fade ball going far sideline and caught for the touchdown. Mannering to Mayhem, the 10-yard touchdown completion, and Warrensburg takes the lead.
Ryan, I don't know what was more impressive, the route or the ball.
Mannering dropped it in a bucket.
I mean, that was beautiful. Mannering, a great job there. Some great touch and feel, and put it right in the basket. It looks like they've worked on that a time or two.
The drill where you throw it into the trash can. And he threw it right into the trash can, except the trash can was Dominique Mayhem, who was anything but trash on the play, hauls it in for the 10-yard touchdown reception, and pinning the extra point, which is up and through. Warrensburg leads by 7. 21-14. We'll go ahead and stay here with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the Warrensburg Ford first half. What did you see on that drive?
I mean, a great job there. A.J. Smith dominated in that first half of the drive. A bunch of big runs, and then we got to see Hunter Michelle go in, pick up a few yards, and then in the red zone, a fade ball. Ryan, I've watched a lot of good high school football, and that was one of the best balls I've seen from a high school quarterback before.
That was a very good ball, and it was fired on a dime to the receiver, Dominique Mayhem, who is standing 6 or 7 yards into the end zone, right into the bucket.
A lot of times you see those fades balls, it's gonna be, hey, jump up and go get it. No, it was, hey, I'm gonna hand it to you.
Yeah, it didn't have to jump. Defender was on his back. A great route. And Mannering, like I said, he's a sophomore and has played some very good football. I do want to remind you ahead of this kickoff that touchdowns are brought to you by IHOP, where you can come celebrate every home touchdown that is scored. But it's only after home football games, which is unfortunate because they've scored a lot of points on the road this season. As the kickoff is inside the 10-yard line where it's received by the Wildcat. He's going slow down the left sideline. Now a burst and trucks over a defender at the 30-yard line. We're across the 8 o'clock hour. So I'll let you know that you're listening to tonight's broadcast on 1450 KOKO AM, 92.1 KOKO FM, streaming live on the MoSportsZone app, MoSportsZone.com, or the MoSportsZone YouTube channel. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone, alongside you. Ken Otto is working on the tech for us tonight. And engineering tonight's game back at the studio is Zach Schmidt. We're in Harrisonville, Missouri, where Warrensburg, the Tigers, lead 21-14 over the host Wildcats. 33-yard line is where this drive starts for Harrisonville. They'll get the ball they won't get the ball at halftime. Speed option, that was a very weird setup. They finally get it pitched out to the running back, and it's still only a gain of 2 yards. Warrensburg defense looks like they have another gear to them right now.
Ryan, this drive is crucial for both teams. Warrensburg, you get a stop here. Maybe you have some time left. Maybe go score again, and you get the ball at halftime. That's the biggest part there. You have an opportunity to go up by 2 possessions here. Harrisonville, on the other hand, you need to score here. You do not want to go into this half down by 7, knowing that Warrensburg gets the ball.
Yeah. 2nd down and 8. We're just hitting the 2-minute mark. If it was college or the NFL, we'd go ahead and pause for a timeout, but this is high school football. Levi Hall in the shotgun. Straight draw back to pass. Frank Stevenson has bowled his way through the defense, but what a ball and what a catch. Oh my goodness. Levi Hall gets it out to Brody McNeil, who tiptoes the sideline and drags it in.
A good old Tony toe tap there on the sideline. Wow. What a ball, what a catch, back shoulder. I mean, you just don't draw that up there. That is just skill from both players.
Well, you couldn't have drawn it up because Frank Stevenson just manhandled his way right through the middle of the line. But he was he couldn't get to the quarterback, who rolled out down the right sideline and delivered a strike to Brody McNeil. 39-yard line for Harrisonville after the Fox Heating and Cooling first down. 2-back set. Receivers to the top of each screen. Rolling out left to throw is Levi Hall. He was almost brought down. Instead, dumps it off to the running back, who bowls over a defender at the 30-yard line for a gain of 9.
Ryan, it looks like the running back was going out to block for Hall there, but instead he drops it off for a very favorable gain for the Wildcats.
Hall hasn't looked like much of a passer tonight. I mean, they've ran the football. Hall's ran the football very well, but he's kind of figuring out the passing game here. Ball on the 30-yard line of the Warrensburg Tigers. They're on defense here with 1:15 to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Now in the veer. They give it off to the dive man, and he's brought down. Does get the first down, but it's a gain of 2. Clock will stop while they reset the chains for the Fox Heating and Cooling first down with 1:08 to play. Now they're running it.
And it really looked like Hall was wanting to pull the ball out. He actually looked at his coach and made motion of pulling the ball out there because he had all the running room in the world there. It just looks like he got stuck a little too far in the gut, a couple yards upfield, nothing you could do about it.
Under a minute to play. Harrisonville has 2 timeouts. The clock has rolled down to 50 seconds, though, and still no snap. They're in the shotgun, running back to the left, balance set with the receivers. They fake the handoff. Hall back to pass. He's sensing pressure off the edge, gets a block. Hall rolling out right sideline. He's dragged down after he fires the ball out of bounds. There was no receiver anywhere near him. Trayvon Murphy was in the area.
And Trayvon Murphy has some wheels on him, tracking him down from the backside. Levi Hall, we talked about, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he still has some speed on him there, and that was a smart decision, getting rid of the ball as soon as possible, because that was, haunting him from his backside.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Ball on the 28-yard line of Warrensburg. 39 seconds to play. You don't want to quote-unquote die in the first half with 2 timeouts in your pocket here, but that's kind of where we're at with Harrisonville. They send a man across the formation. It's Alvarez. Fake the handoff. Hall running right sideline. He breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gets out of bounds after a very nice game. That play shouldn't have went anywhere, but Warrensburg couldn't bring down Hall.
Hall bringing out 2 stiff arms there, just putting defenders' face mask into the turf, and a great job there. Continuing to play that, he looked like he was dead to right about 3 yards into the backfield, and then he pops off for 5 or 6.
31 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Harrisonville trying to score before halftime, and Warrensburg will get the ball coming out of the halftime break. Coming up, we'll have the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show. But first, we'll see if Harrisonville can score. 3rd down and 1. Got to get the first down first, but also got to go fast. 2 timeouts for the Wildcats. They're in a shotgun formation. 2 tight ends, 2 backs. They'll motion one of the tight ends, Alvarez, across. Hall, this is a straight quarterback keeper up the gut. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, dragged down by 5 Warrensburg Tigers at the 7-yard line. Moving into the American Senior Benefits red zone. Clock stops momentarily, and Harrisonville's going to take their second timeout. With 25 seconds to go in the first half, Warrensburg leads by 7. We'll see what Harrisonville does on the flip side of this break. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
Warrensburg Tigers football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
25 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half, and Harrisonville is currently driving. They have the ball on the 8-yard line. Brady, what do you do if you're Harrisonville here? Only 1 timeout left.
I think you keep going back to your bread and butter of the option. It's worked very well, and you're pushing yourself. Now you have the short side of the field to your right. Just flow with it over there. I know you're not going to have much room to work with, but if you get out of bounds, you don't have to burn that timeout.
They're in the shotgun. 2 running backs behind Levi Hall on the right hash mark. Hall working left side. This is the speed option. Hall, he's brought down by Frank Stevenson after a loss of 4. Stevenson comes as the backside edge and blows that play up. And with 17 seconds to go, Harrisonville will get off their final timeout. We'll just go ahead and stay here. Now you're in a really rough position. It's second down and 14 to go on a goal-to-go situation. You can't get a first down. You can't stop the clock. I'd say you have time to run 1 play inbounds and get a spike off if that's what you were going to do. What do you think, Brady?
I think you're going to have to go back to the roots of throwing the football. They've done a great job on the run, and most of their passing has been done off of trick plays, some fake reverses. But you got to make something happen here in the passing game. You don't have much time to work with. Yes, you have the short side of the field. The ball's set up on the top half of your screen on the hash, but still, you don't have much room to work with over to get out of bounds or even get many yards if the defense flows that way.
Second down and goal to go from the 13-yard line. 17 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. That timeout was brought to you by Flat Branch Home Loans. Let's get you a home. 660-422-5699. And Harrisonville has no more timeouts remaining, so with 17 seconds to play, it's going to have to be something quick out of bounds, something that goes to the end zone or an incomplete pass. I don't know that a field goal is on the table. This would be not a far field goal, but from high school standards, it might be. Harrisonville is having trouble getting onto the field here out of the timeout, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We've seen this twice now tonight. Balance set from the receivers. The ball's on the left hash mark. Levi Hall in the shotgun. Now they'll motion to unbalanced. Hall drops back to pass. He's firing. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. With 13 seconds to go in the first half, Hall faked like he was going to the right side, got the safety's attention, and fired a strike into the end zone. Looked like a cover 2 hole shot, and it was caught for a touchdown.
Yeah, there was a cover 2 hole shot there, and just threaded the needle there, and it looked like he wasn't going for the ball. It was kind of going for his body. He wanted him, but a great job of pointing in and controlling the football after the contact.
Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's good. Warrensburg looked like they were going to get off the field. Frank Stevenson made a very good play on first down, but on second down, with 17 seconds to go, no timeouts, they dial up the perfect pass play and get the touchdown. 21-21 your score. Again, Warrensburg still gets the ball to start the second half. So, you're okay. I don't think it's where you want to be, right? Wanted to get the stop and then get the score and be up 2 scores. But you're fine. The defense has played great.
Ryan, you're kind of forgetting who's in that backfield, though.
Yeah.
A.J. Smith, you never know when he's going to break one off. I can tell you now, it's going to probably be about 8 seconds after the kickoff. If you're Warrensburg, you know you have that possibility of just breaking off the big
I would almost venture to say that with 2 timeouts, and I do think we will see at Warrensburg at the very least run a play, I would say you go down immediately off the kickoff and just see if A.J. Smith can't burst one. Obviously, the only worry is you don't want to fumble, so you tell him 2 hands on the ball, nothing crazy. I don't hate that idea, though. See what they choose to do. Elliott Stone does the kickoffs for Harrisonville. His kick is off and will be received by Mayhem with a running start. Mayhem is dragged down immediately. Well, he's still on his feet, which wastes precious seconds. The clock goes down to 7, and he's dragged down at the 30-yard line. I think this is territory that you're content with running a play and risking a fumble here. But we'll see if Coach Chris Kavanaugh agrees.
Now it's just getting the ball in the hands of your playmaker, of course, A.J. Smith, see what he can do with it. He's been very well, actually, in territory of the opponent. So wouldn't be shocked here to see a big one.
Ball's on the 31-yard line. 7 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Again, the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show is coming up next. Mannering in the shotgun. They will run a play here. Mannering drops straight back to pass. He now steps up in the formation. They drop a flag. Mannering fires and incomplete with 1 second on the clock. 2 flags come in, one late, one beforehand. I think we'll see an illegal man downfield and a holding penalty. That would probably trigger Warrensburg to take a knee and go to half. Confirm those real quick. I could be completely wrong. Discussion's currently happening along midfield. Mannering is going to talk to Coach Kavanaugh on the sideline. We'll see holding. It was penalties by both teams, actually. I just saw him signal 5 different penalty calls. Not to be critical, but he said that they declined 1 penalty and they accepted the other one. But he signaled 5 different penalties, so I don't know which one he called. I believe he called an illegal forward pass. He called holding. He also called illegal man downfield. So I don't know what's what, but the play is going to start from the 26-yard line of Warrensburg, and I don't think that we're going to see anything other than a knee. They're in the shotgun. They are in victory formation. Unfortunately, not for a victory yet. And eventually we will hit halftime. 21-21 is going to be your score. Mannering is in the shotgun. He drops down to a knee, and that's the way the Warrensburg Ford first half comes to an end. We've decided nothing after 24 minutes of football here in Harrisonville. It's 21-21. Coming up next, the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
Hello, Central Missouri. This is Michael Malloy from American Senior Benefits. When the Tigers find themselves in the red zone, they pull out their special playbook to find the end zone. Retirement has a red zone too. The 5 years leading up to and the first 10 years of retirement are critical to having a well thought out plan. Let the experts at American Senior Benefits guide you to your end zone so you don't have to settle for a field goal. American Senior Benefits, across from the courthouse in Warrensburg, proudly flying our nation's colors each and every workday.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too, and Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg.
Hi, it's me, your little round buddy teed up on the first hole at Mules National Golf Club. Whee! Now, I'm rolling down the beautiful Zoysia fairway. Nice shot. Yahoo! Ugh, whoopsie, you hit me in one of their beautiful white sand bunkers. Whoa, I'm high over the water on the Island Green 18th hole. Whew, safe on the green. Now just put me in the hole. That's a birdie!
Book your tee time today at mulesnational.com.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School Football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free, that's right, free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, it's 21-all at halftime here in Harrisonville High School as Warrensburg has went ahead and taken up shop in the end zone on the right sideline, the right end zone here at Harrisonville Wildcat Memorial Stadium. I don't know if that's like common practice in Class 4 football, but this is now the third weekend where I've seen Harrisonville just go to the end zone instead of their locker room.
Warrensburg.
Or who did I call them?
Harrisonville.
Harrisonville. Man, that shows how much. But yes, no, like I said, it's the fourth straight time I've seen them do this. Words are hard sometimes to get out. But this is the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show, so why don't I go ahead and tell you all about them? Halftime show is brought to you by Central Bank of Warrensburg, your hometown-operated bank with 4 locations to better serve you. Warrensburg, Holden, Odessa, and Higginsville. We live where you live. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Again, 21-21 at halftime. Brady, what have you seen in this game?
I've seen a little bit of a game of runs, Ryan. I know they haven't been big runs, but it's been kind of hey, you saw Warrensburg come out and they punch Harrisonville in the mouth real fast, and we're like, wow. Not what I expected at all coming out of this game. And then Harrisonville got on their little run of 14 unanswered, and then it was back to Warrensburg putting up 14 unanswered. And this game has been kind of back and forth. But I want to talk about Harrisonville's run game so far. We've seen it go for big plays, and we've seen it kind of get pushed back quite a bit. The run defense for Warrensburg has struggled at times, but sometimes in the biggest moments they've came up big. That last drive ending it right there was big for Harrisonville. It didn't give Warrensburg that chance to go up by 2 possessions to start this half.
Yeah, it was very big, and for Warrensburg, I think the biggest thing is offensively, they've looked extremely efficient. They have the one fumble and the 1 3-and-out. Other than that, they've moved the ball with ease. And could you tell me why they've moved the ball with ease, Brady?
I want to say that front six there, the 5-0 lineman and the tight end, but the vision of A.J. Smith. That man has been an animal. He has made something out of nothing multiple times. I mean, I haven't seen a running back who has taken so many hard cuts and just hit the hole and not stop. His speed is just a different level from some of the guys on the field, and it definitely shows why he's one of the top running backs. He's ran off now 11 touchdowns this season after the 2 tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's ran the ball very well, and I think Mannering, when he's been called on to pass the football, has looked sound. But I agree that A.J. Smith, you almost want to compare him to Le'Veon Bell with his patience, his footwork in the backfield, just his ability to hit the hole. And he's the reason why they're going to win a lot of games. But if they're going to win this very big matchup, again, Harrisonville's ranked number 7th in the state, and this is a district game. This is a conference game. It's going to be because of him.
Yeah, Ryan, and like you said, district and conference game. This is setting up home field advantage for later in the postseason. This is setting up who's going to take home the conference title, as these are two of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, well, we're tied at 21, speaking of district play and district seeding, district wherever we're standing in it. We'll talk about that later on the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show. But first, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking some pro and college sports. The Chiefs, the Mizzou Tigers, the UCM. What is UCM? The Mules. My goodness, that's terrible that I forgot UCM's logo. We'll be talking about all of them when we return on the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show here on KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
I'm Brenda from St. Louis. Warrensburg Chrysler just made me another happy customer.
It's the Drive-In to Fall event at Warrensburg Chrysler, and prices are falling. Get $7,750 off a 2025 Wagoneer S, or up to $5,250 off 2025 Ram 1500 DT Crew Cab Tradesman, and interest rates as low as 3.9% to qualified buyers. Fall into a great deal at Warrensburg Chrysler.
I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Chrysler.
Looking for more than just a healthcare provider? At Western Missouri Medical Center, we're your dedicated partner for health. Our team of expert specialists, advanced treatments, and cutting-edge technology means you get the care you need when you need it most. We're proud to care for the community we call home, and we're here to support your health at every stage of life. Learn more at WMMC.com. Western Missouri Medical Center, your partner for health.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School Football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
The best oldies and the most fun. Good time oldies. 1450 KOKO. Warrensburg. 1450 KOKO. Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, I told you that we would talk about football, and I told you we'd talk about all the local football teams. But first, I'll give you some baseball scores tonight. It's the 4th inning in St. Louis, where the Cardinals are playing their final homestand. They're taking on the Brewers. They lead 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Again, Cardinals probably not going to make the playoffs this postseason, but they are hosting the Brewers in the final homestand. They'll wrap things up next week. The Royals tonight, they are, as I try to pull up their schedule, they are winning 10-1 on Apple TV in the 6th inning over the Blue Jays, and the Royals probably have a better chance than the Cardinals do of making the postseason. With a win tonight, they'll move to 77-77, so they would probably need to win like 5, or at least 5 of their last 10 to have a chance at the postseason, maybe more. But not really good seasons for the Missouri baseball teams. For football, Mizzou is in action tomorrow. They host South Carolina at home. That game will be kicked off at 6 o'clock. Brady, I mean, what do you expect to see in that?
You know, that's going to be a big game right there. It's a crucial game in SEC play, and honestly, Mizzou's college football hopes. You know, South Carolina lost to Vanderbilt last Saturday, but we saw Lenore Sellers out for that game. I don't think that excuses the fact that South Carolina gave up 31 points to that Vanderbilt offense. But this is going to be a big game for Mizzou, and it's really going to show what kind of team they are. You know, they've kind of had a weaker front end of schedule. Of course, they played FCS, Central Arkansas 61-6, and then, of course, the Border War, which was one of the most exciting football games, 42-31, and then that 52-10 win over Louisiana. I think the key to this game is going to be Amon Hardy having another big game, and he's a Heisman candidate, and then, of course, Bo limiting his turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very good game for Mizzou, and probably what is their first test of the season. I know that KU is good, but KU is not in the SEC, and obviously when you're playing in the Southeastern Conference, you're going to see a little different brand of football. This one will be under the lights at Faroe Field at Taylor Stadium, is that what it's called?
No, that's the
baseball field, so it'll be at Faroe Field. It's Memorial Stadium at Faroe Field, which is ironic because we're at Harrisonville Wildcats Memorial Stadium tonight. That's the connection there. But Mizzou, obviously one of the better teams in the country, and looking, we talked about it on the radio today. Where do you think this Mizzou team needs to finish to make the playoff? I said I think 11-1 will definitely get them in. 10-2 might not with how good their schedule is, because if they lose both their big ranked games, if they were to lose to Alabama and to Oklahoma, I don't see a way they get into the playoff. Oklahoma and Alabama, is that what I said? Yeah, I don't see them getting a playoff.
Ryan, they talked about the weak schedule Missouri has, but when you look down, they play number 14 Alabama, then number 22 Auburn, then 20th Vanderbilt.
To be fair, I'm going to cut you off there. We don't know where those teams are going to end up. I think the consensus is a lot of those teams will not be ranked by the time those games are played, and that's why, I mean, think about it. This is a weaker SEC schedule. You don't have to play Georgia. You don't have to play Texas. You're avoiding those two teams. That is very good if you're Mizzou, which is why they could go 11-1.
And I don't know if I would even throw Texas anymore in that conversation of top teams in the SEC. That Arch Manning has looked not the best, and I think it's been the overhype of how good he was going to be, and I mean, it's been kind of a letdown from there.
Yeah, and sticking with college football, the Warrensburg Mules, they're on the road tomorrow, also a 6 p.m. kickoff, so maybe you can simulcast the Central Missouri game while you watch the Mizzou game if you're a Mizzou fan as well. They'll head over to St. Joseph, Missouri to take on Missouri Western, a 6 p.m. kickoff at Craig Field at Spratt Memorial Stadium, and I know that Greg Hassler will have that game on 1450 AM, 92 FM as well, and it'll also be on 98.5 The Bar.
And now both these teams, there's another connection, both these teams are looking to head up there to St. Joe to compete in that state championship game, and now it's being moved from Faroe Field over to, I'm blanking.
Mo Western,
yes.
Yeah, and UCM looking for their first win of the season. They fell to Delta State in Cleveland, Mississippi on August 28th. That was a week 1 game where they lost 23-21, or 31-23. The score's backwards on the website. And then last week they fell to the hands of Colorado State Pueblo. That was in their home opener, but Colorado State Pueblo is the number 13 team in the country, and they only lost 29-24. So looking to get back on track at Mo Western this weekend. Speaking of Mo Western, that is the home of the Kansas City Chiefs during training camp, and they play this week against the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. Kansas City 0-2 on the season. I don't think that was something that really anyone expected in the offseason, but they just haven't looked very good.
No, Ryan, they haven't looked the best. That Chargers game, that was actually an overseas game. It just wasn't the best game. And then we saw the misfortune of dropping the ball of Travis Kelce right into the defender's hands against the Eagles. And it wasn't the start most Chiefs fans were looking for. And it's not what I expected. Now, they have a rough stretch here in the next 4 weeks. You know, they play the Giants. The Giants are 0-2, led by Russell Wilson, Malik Neighbors. And if they fall to that game, the hopes of Chiefs fans might start to hit rock bottom. Granted, it's the Chiefs, and they will probably end up winning out after that.
That's what I said. I said the Chiefs could lose this game to Russell Wilson and the Giants, and they would still find a way to black magic their way to a Super Bowl.
And you're right. And then after that, they have the Ravens, and then the Jags, and then the Lions, who are all three very good opponents.
I said that with the way that the Kansas City Chiefs schedule ended up playing out this year, I just don't think they can afford to do the sleepwalk first half of the season like they have in years past. And it's kind of showing right now. They're 0-2, and they still have some of their toughest games amongst them, right? Like you said, the Lions, the Ravens. If those games result in losses, we could be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs not winning the AFC West for the first time in a very long time.
And the AFC West has looked good, Ryan.
Yes.
I think the AFC West is one of the better conference or divisions in football. And I mean, the Raiders are looking like a good team. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, are you kidding me? That's one of the better quarterbacks currently in the NFL. And then, of course, the Broncos, led by Bo Nix, is another contender for this AFC West title. I think it's up in the air right now.
I do. And again, the Kansas City Chiefs 0-2 will take on the New York Giants 0-2. That is such an odd sentence to say in the same breath, that the Giants and the Chiefs are playing on primetime on Sunday Night Football, and they have the same record, but they do. Russell Wilson looked really good last week for the New York Giants. He threw for over 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, so the Chiefs are going to have to play well if they're going to get a win.
Yeah, and that interception from Wilson coming in crunch time, it kind of looked like he was back in Seattle, and then it was like he was back in the Broncos uniform. Yeah. It wasn't it was a pretty good start for the Giants, but yes, the Chiefs are going to really have to lock in here, and this offense is going to have to pick things up because they are not scoring a lot of points.
No. Mizzou football, UCM football, and the Kansas City Chiefs all got big games this weekend. The band is exiting the field here at Harrisonville Wildcat Memorial Stadium. We have about 6 minutes to go in the first half. When we return, the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show will roll on KOKO Sports.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
Hello, Central Missouri. This is Michael Malloy from American Senior Benefits. When the Tigers find themselves in the red zone, they pull out their special playbook to find the end zone. Retirement has a red zone too. The 5 years leading up to and the first 10 years of retirement are critical to having a well thought out plan. Let the experts at American Senior Benefits guide you to your end zone so you don't have to settle for a field goal. American Senior Benefits, across from the courthouse in Warrensburg, proudly flying our nation's colors each and every workday.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too, and Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School Football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games, IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Warrensburg High School Football on KOKO Sports is presented by Pilgrim Mortgage, your trusted partner for home financing. Call 573-230-6194. We're in the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show, where these two teams, Warrensburg and Harrisonville, are deadlocked at 21. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you here. I would say in the broadcast booth, but we're actually in the middle of the Harrisonville fan section here, right on the 50-yard line. I will give them that. As these two teams get warmed up, we'll give you the Class 4 District 7 standings. Harrisonville is at the top. They're at 3-0 with 46.33 points. They're obviously deadlocked in a game with Warrensburg currently. The number 2 seed in the district right now, Nevada. They are 2-1 on the season. 39.33 points. And who are they playing this week?
Man, they got McDonald County this week. It's in the third quarter, and Nevada is taking care of business. It's 28-14. So if Harrisonville lost tonight, we're going to see Nevada jump to that number 1 spot.
Yeah. So Nevada 2-1 and 39.33 points, and McDonald County is actually a pretty good football team. So for them to be handling them is pretty telling. Warrensburg is in the 3 spot. They're 2-1 on the season, and it does help that Warrensburg played a Class 5 team week 1, so they got a little extra points from that despite the loss. And they have 38.67 points, so just less than a point behind Nevada. Lincoln College Prep is in the 4th spot. They are 1-2 on the season, and 24.33 points for them. This week they are taking on Maryville.
And the last update we have from that game was the end of the first. Maryville led Lincoln Prep 8-0, and we haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, Maryville is a very good football team, and I wouldn't doubt if they take care of business against Lincoln College Prep. Raytown South, they're 0-3 on the season, but despite no wins, they are sitting above a team with a win in Pleasant Hill, and that's just because they played bigger opponents. 23.67 points in an 0-3 record for Raytown South, as I'm trying to get their current opponent to load, but it's not quite cooperating, so I might be able to tell you who they're playing. I might not. Pleasant Hill is below them. They're at 1-2 on the season with 22 points. Brady, you got something?
Yeah, Raytown South is taking on Winnetonka tonight. I don't have a score on that one.
Yeah, and then Pleasant Hill, just up the road from Warrensburg, actually. They're 1-2 on the season. 22 points on the season as well. And finally, in last is Southeast, who has had a season to forget. They're 0-3 and only 12 points. Those are the Class 4 District 7 standings and score updates tonight. We're about 90 seconds from kickoff. Brady, just give us your keys to the game for both these teams.
Yeah, and so if you're Warrensburg, it's going to be stopping the run. I mean, controlling your assignments. It seems like when they break off the big plays, when Harrisonville breaks off big plays, looks like they're a little lost. Their assignments gets confused, and Harrisonville takes opportunity. So understand your assignments and stick to your assignments. Now on the opposite side of the ball, it's keep the big plays up. One of the goals of winning a football game is big play margin, the turnover margin, and of course they're losing that turnover margin right now. So they need to keep up the big plays. They've seen A.J. Smith break a few off, and that is one of the biggest parts of this game. Now for Harrisonville, it is stopping A.J. Smith. I think that's the biggest one. I think they're looking at it, and they have a big circle around number 4, and they're like, take them down at all costs because they have struggled. The yards after contact I would have liked to see of A.J. Smith. He's done a great job. So shut down A.J. Smith and take advantage of the opportunities on the offside side of the ball. There's no wasted drives you can have if you're Harrisonville, because this Tigers offense could very easily run away with this one.
Both these teams hitting the field for the opening kickoff to the second half. We've entered the Warrensburg Chrysler second half. It'll be Warrensburg ball. We'll give you a live scoreboard update from MoSportsZone.com. Bolivar leads Parkview 6-0 at halftime. Elias is handling Camdenton 56-0 at halftime. Osage is up 21-0 over Eldon at halftime. Mountain Home defeated Rolla 37-10. El Dorado Springs has a 30-0 lead over Versailles at halftime. It's 21-21 here, and Neosho is beating Waynesville 56-14 at halftime. The opening kickoff, it's fumbled, now picked up by Sony Michelle. Wow, what a pull. That's not Sony Michelle, that's Hunter Michelle. And brought down at the 35-yard line is the Warrensburg Tigers. Sony Michelle played for Georgia.
He played for the Patriots.
Yeah, Hunter Michelle plays for the Warrensburg Tigers, who will get the ball for the opening drive of this second half. We have exited the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show, and again, we're in the Chrysler Ford second half. 21-21 your score. This drive starts at the 35-yard line of the Harrisonville Wildcats. Camden Mannering has a touchdown pass to his name. Standing next to him is A.J. Smith, who has 2 rushing touchdowns to his name. Fake the handoff. They'll throw the bubble screen. Mayhem cuts up inside of a defender and cuts his losses for a gain of 3. That's definitely a play that's supposed to hit up in the outside, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, and it looks like that safety made a really good play of coming down and hitting it hard, Maybe later in the game you might see a deep shot there of someone going up to block him and go on. So it was just a great play there by the safety of coming downhill hard and recognizing the screenplay.
2 receivers and a tight end to the top. They'll hand it off to Smith. Smith running right tackle. Looked like there was a hold. No call. Stiff arm from Smith across the 40, across midfield, and dragged down out of bounds. There was probably a hold that Warrensburg got away with. No call, and a Fox Heating and Cooling first down to the 45-yard line of the Wildcats.
And the problem with that hold, I don't know if that would have made the difference. I don't know if the D tackle was going to catch up there with A.J. Smith, but A.J. Smith just bouncing off defenders there and keeping the play alive.
Absolutely. Mannering fakes the handoff. He'll fire outside on an out route. He was looking for Cruz Villegas, and that ball just hits off the hands of the receiver and down for an incomplete pass. Don't know if that was an RPO or a play-action pass. Regardless, it was there. Just misfiring was Mannering. And we're all knotted at 21. Warrensburg looking to go down and score on the first drive of the second half. Unbalanced set here. 2 tight ends and 2 receivers to the top. They hand it off to Smith. He's running right tackle, has a burst across the 40-yard line, and dragged down at the 39.
And A.J. Smith finds a way to get to his top speed really fast. He looked like he was moving there. I don't know if it was his top speed, but it looked like right as he took off, he was there.
3rd down and 3. Our first big play of the second half. Fans getting loud on 3rd down. Trips to the top of the screen, a tight end to the bottom. Drop back, it's a bubble screen. It's completed. Juking a defender across the 45 or 35-yard line, and a first down for Theo McCracken. McCracken was unable to play against Cameron. He had a nice week last week with a few receptions and has picked up some big first downs for the Tigers tonight.
And that's a great job cutting up the field there. I mean, seeing the holes, having good vision. Those screenplays are kind of hard, especially when you look and you see absolutely nothing, and a great job there.
2 receivers stacked near sideline is Villegas and Tucker Small. A.J. Smith, the running back. They motion Small out, tied into the top, receiver to the top. They fake the handoff. Mannering now, he's got nowhere to go. He jukes inside of a defender to gain a yard. I believe that ball was supposed to be handed off to A.J. Smith, and there is confusion. So Mannering cuts his losses and gets a gain of 1. Garrett Paris was in on the tackle, the senior outside linebacker for Harrisonville. 2 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock in the 3rd quarter. And we're out at Harrisonville, where the Wildcats, the number 7 team in the state, firing down the far sideline. They were looking for Theo McCracken. He created no separation on 2nd down and 9, so now it'll bring up 3rd down.
And I don't really know how I feel about the 2nd down and long shot.
Frank Stevenson has checked into the game offensively. Stevenson only has one position designated next to him, and his name is D-end. And I think this is the first time we've seen him on the offensive end. He's in tight end, hand down in the ground. Another tight end's next to him, 2 receivers. They'll hand the ball off to Smith. Smith running left tackle. He's breaking off a defender, trying to find a gap, and finally just pushes his way out of bounds. They could never bring him down, so he'll be down at the 25, and this should be 4th down and 3.
And Ryan, they put Stevenson in, and they run to the opposite side, maybe kind of as a decoy, but I just want to note the double team he had there with the right tackle. I believe that was Bogadan, and they bullied the D-end downfield.
They'll say he actually stepped out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So 4th down and 4. This is a very big play. 9:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is Warrensburg's opening drive of the second half. Bring Villegas in motion. They'll hand it right off to Smith. Smith, he's dragged down behind the line to gain. And a 4th down stop for Harrisonville. I don't even know if the crowd knew it was 4th down. They weren't really into it, but the Wildcats get the stop on 4th down, a turnover on downs, and they'll take over from the 26-yard line, 25-yard line.
And that was a big tackle there. I mean, we've seen him break a couple of those, but a great job of wrapping up and pulling down for a big 4th down stop. It's exactly how you want to come out of halftime. Well, you feel like it's an auto 4 whenever A.J. Smith gets the football. That time it wasn't. Harrisonville, they'll line up in the split back. They've been in shotgun. They've been in pistol, but this time it's split back, 2 backs behind the quarterback, Levi Hall. This drive will start from the 25-yard line. They're going right to left, and they're all black uniforms on your audio feed. Hall under center. He'll fake it to the dive man. No, he hands it off to the dive. No, he does fake it, and now pitches it out, and it goes nowhere. Frank Stevenson all over the ball carrier. The ball came loose, but they say that the player was down first, which is ironic because when it happened earlier in the game to Warrensburg, the ball was a turnover, but this time they'll say he was down, so a loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. That's what I like to call a hospital ball. You know, usually that's a receiver running across the middle of the field. This time it was the pitch 2 yards backwards to Frank Stevenson running right through him.
And I'll give Hall credit. He tricked me. The only problem is I'm pretty much right in front of the press box, about 75 yards at a minimum away from the field of play. 2nd down and 12. Warrensburg was not fooled on 1st down. In the split back again, they'll just fire out a screen play. It's intercepted and walking into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Tristan Janitis. He goes untouched to the end zone. What in the world just happened? Warrensburg gets the touchdown.
That's a great job of recognizing the screenplay. He ran about, I don't know, probably 10 yards downhill and somehow sneaked it out to pick it off. A big-time play there and a big-time turnover for the Wildcats.
Apologize for the delay. I couldn't tell who number 21 is, and I'm still not for sure who it is. It's actually Zandon Johnson. That's number 21. He goes about 60 yards or 40 yards to the end zone untouched. I don't know if that's an interception or a fumble recovery. My goodness. Regardless, Warrensburg gets the touchdown and the lead. I would go to break, but I spent half the time of the PAT trying to figure out that it was Zandon Johnson who went into the backfield, intercepted the football, and returned it for a touchdown. Well, Warrensburg turned the ball over on downs, but they might as well have been on offense there, Brady.
And that's just a costly turnover, but like we said, Xander Johnson, a great job of reading. He was the high safety there, and he came downhill quick, and it was even a more impressive catch. It looks like he just ripped it out of his hands completely and took off, and there was no one going to catch him there on that pick 6.
And with that Zandon Johnson touchdown, come celebrate at IHOP after every home football game, where everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown the Tigers score at home. Warrensburg Tigers fans have to be annoyed that they only get 4 games of that promotion because Warrensburg, if anything, has loved to score the football this season. 7 points in their week 1 loss, but then 42 the last 2 weeks, and they've already got 28 here with 8:32 to play in the third quarter.
And you know, Ryan, they keep this up, they're going to be hosting quite a few district matchups. If they can
I don't know if that adds to the promo. I would assume it does. It says after every home football game. Here's Ethan Hook to kick things off. And his kick is a very good one. It's received at the 15-yard line. Cutting back midfield, now cutting back again. And he's breaking tackles across the 30-yard line. That was a very odd return. And that was Deegan Beechner on the return. Gosh, I feel so bad. That Zandon Johnson interception return was electric, and I couldn't look down and see his number.
They cut the numbers off. There's
nothing, the program, the first row of players has no numbers next to them, and you know the wise thing to do probably would have been to go through and number them off pregame, but we didn't do that, so that's on us. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you here at Harrisonville High School. 8:25 to play in the third quarter. We're in the Warrensburg Chrysler second half. Fake the handoff. This is a quarterback keeper for Levi Hall, and he is table-topped across the 20-yard line or 30-yard line. I bet you can guess who made the tackle on that one. It was Frank Stevenson.
You know, do we give credit to Frank Stevenson, or do we give credit to the Harrisonville receiver, Gavin Thompson for taking out the legs there.
One of them made the tackle. The other one, I think, got tackled by the ball carrier, but still. Across the 8-minute mark, Warrensburg took the lead on a Zandon Johnson, pick 6. Johnson is the cornerback on the near sideline. There's an uncapped receiver currently, as there's 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. He's wide open. Quarterback Hall in the shotgun. Hall, drop back to pass. He's sensing pressure and dragging down the quarterback. No, he stiff arms a defender and fires complete to the 44-yard line. What a play by Hall. He was being chased down by Braun Lamone, stiff-armed Lamone, and fired a strike across the middle of the field for a Fox Heating and Cooling first down.
And you really can't make that up right there. It's a great job of just staying strong. He kind of went into panic mode there, had to scramble out, but, I mean, he was dead to right back there for the sack, but a great job of shrugging it off and getting the pass off.
Warrensburg had a sack and probably would have had a third down and very long. Instead, it's first down on the 44-yard line for the Harrisonville Wildcats. Home crowd loved that last play from the senior quarterback, Levi Hall. This time, Hall will keep it himself. There's an injured Wildcat who is running out a fake. It's a gain of 3 from the quarterback, Hall. And we'll see if they can't get the running back off. The problem is they haven't stopped the clock, and the trainer's on the field. Now they do stop the clock. The injured player for the Wildcats will hobble off the field.
It's a good thing Hall pulled that one and kept it himself, because it looks like he's going down with a cramp. And that would not have been good for him to take off running.
That was Asher Hall, the sophomore running back. He plays both sides of the ball, so has been on the field a lot. Balance set here, shotgun for Hall, running back to his right, 2 receivers to either side. They hand it off to said running back, and he goes nowhere. The defensive line has been so good for Warrensburg, and it allowed Seth Johnson and Trevon Murphy to immediately get into the backfield for the tackle for loss. 3rd down and 7 from the 47-yard line. This is a big play. Warrensburg could really pull away with a stop and a score. Ball is marked on the 47-yard line. 2 running backs set. Levi Hall, the quarterback. Solo receivers on either side, a tight end. Hall receives the snap. It's speed option. It's stuffed out. Right there to make the tackle is Dominique Mayhem. A loss of 1, and it'll bring up 4th down and 8. I feel like you got to punt the ball here if you're Harrisonville.
I mean,
They're quick on the ball, though.
You really do not want to give this ball back to Warrensburg in their own territory.
Quads to the near side. This is a quick play. What in the world? Oh, my goodness, it's going to work. Are you kidding me? Confusion for Warrensburg. Harrisonville gambles on 4th down and 8. Are you serious? I cannot believe that play worked, and it's a first down, a Fox Heating and Cooling first down for Harrisonville. They had trips to the bottom of the screen, but then another solo receiver on the outside of the numbers nearing the sideline, and I think that quarterback Levi Hull saw that no one was guarding striker Gilmore, who picked up the first down. Warrensburg's looked like they were going to get off the field twice this drive. Both times, Harrisonville's picked up big-time plays. They'll fire it out to Isaac Moore on the screen play. He trips off of 1 tackle and finally down, maybe a gain of 2 on 1st down and 10.
And, I mean, that play once again was nothing, and it turned into 3 yards. I mean, I know it's not the biggest game, but it's just kind of wrapping up and bringing them down. The Warrensburg Tigers has really struggled with bringing guys down, and that's kind of the reason that Harrisonville's been taking advantage of so many opportunities.
2nd down and 7. Harrisonville, they've been in the shotgun for the majority of this drive. They're in the split back now. Receiver to either side, a tight end as well. Warrensburg was trying to call a timeout. They don't get it off, and instead this dive goes for a gain of 10 and a first down. KJ Hale was lined up on the line of scrimmage. He was trying to signal for a timeout. The referee did not give it to him, and it ends up as a big play for Harrisonville. 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-21, Warrensburg leads. In the split back again. Hale gets the snap. Trouble on the mesh. That ball's on the turf. Warrensburg sideline saying they have it, but they don't. Hale comes up with it. That's the old just point and hope, right?
And you know, Ryan, I don't know if it was trouble on the mesh or the fact that Frank Stevenson hit both guys on the mesh.
That's probably what it is. And sometimes when you have a really good defensive end, see it with the Aiden Hutchinson types, the Miles Garrett types, the TJ Watts, they'll get in the backfield and hit both the mesh and the quarterback. And it's exactly what we saw right there from Frank Stevenson. Two receivers near side. One is uncapped in the slot. Finally, a safety gets over to cover him. They'll now motion a receiver unbalanced. It'll be trips to the bottom of the screen. Hale rolling out left. He fakes the run. Now he runs back right side. He's got a lot of running room. Dumps it off the middle. Pass is complete, and slipping down at the 13-yard line is the receiver for Harrisonville.
And, I mean, what a job by Levi Hall there. Just noticing there was nothing to his left. And he's going to come back and go to his strong side where he was either going to have a first down on it with his legs or a first down with his arm, and he converts on the first down with his arm, and the receiver goes down a little Tyler Lockett style, avoiding the hit and just taking his first down.
But, I mean, it all works out the same. So, 3:36 to go in the third quarter. Warrensburg scored first on a defensive touchdown. Zandon Johnson with a pick six, but now threatening is Harrisonville. They're in the split back. Okay, Levi Hall, the senior quarterback. He gives it off to the dive man. He's got a lot of running room, piles his way forward to the 4-yard line. They're running in a phone booth right now is Harrisonville, and it's working well. They'll huddle up ahead of this second down and goal to go from the from the 4, excuse me.
And this drive has taken all of, 6 minutes?
Yeah, a lot of time off the clock. You can actually get a first down here. It's on the 2-yard line. The ball's on the 4. They fake the dive. Stevenson actually takes down the dive man and the quarterback, but he pulls them forward for a gain of 3. It'll be first down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Harrisonville subs out some running backs. They'll bring in a heavy package here on the goal line. This ball's in the American Senior Benefits red zone. Quarterback's in the shotgun. He has 2 H-backs, 2 receivers, and a tight end to the left. He'll just straight run this one. It's going nowhere. Warrensburg's front 7 does a great job to bring down the ball carrier. Jalen Rubel in the backfield.
That's a big hit there. You knock him back from being on the 1-yard line back to the 3, and I think the 3-yard line and about to the 5 is one of the most awkward spots to score from.
I agree. That was actually Trevin Shaw as the field shrinks, making the tackle. Same formation here. 2 sniffer backs, a tight end to the top, and this play is going to be ran. It's a jump pass. Are you serious? Touchdown Wildcats. They've pulled out all the stops tonight. Quarterback Levi Hall got the snap. And a la Vita Vea lining up at quarterbacks, takes 2 steps forward, tosses the ball over the line of scrimmage for the jump pass touchdown reception.
And if I didn't know any better, I think this would be 2007-2008 Florida with Tim Tebow in the backfield.
Snap back, hold down, and the kick is blocked. So that could be very big. With 1:57 to go, Harrisonville scores, but Warrensburg keeps the lead. It's 28-27, under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Warrensburg will get the football back when we return on KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
Welcome to Home Improvement, Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
A AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
On the ensuing kickoff, it was returned by Warrensburg, and the ball popped out, fumbled, and Zandon Johnson, who had a touchdown earlier in this game defensively, has a game-saving play by jumping on that football. Warrensburg leads 28-27 because they blocked a kick on the PAT after the last touchdown. Mannering in the shotgun brings Villegas in motion. It's a run out to the left side, and there'll be a penalty flag thrown. That one only went for a yard, but it'll actually back them up 10. And I believe that'll be a block in the back, Brady.
I think it's going to be a hold, actually, on Dorian Lee. Just kind of grabbed the outside shoulder and pulled him along. You can't do that. I mean, that was not a very clean block right there at all.
It'll be a block in the back, I believe. Is that what they called? Or did they say holding? They said block in the back. They said holding?
I think they said holding.
All right, well, me and Brady are on different pages, but they said something, and it'll be a loss of 10 yards. So with 1:46 to play in the third quarter. Again, Warrensburg still leading this game by 1, even though it appeared like it was going to be tied on the last play. It's a big game in Class 4, District 7. These two teams have 2 spots between them. As they hand the ball off to A.J. Smith. Smith gets a gain of 5 on first down and 20. So make it second down and 15. Why is the win important is because if, say, Harrisonville finishes atop this district and Warrensburg's a spot behind them, Warrensburg would jump them because they have the head-to-head victory. So it's very important to gain head-to-head victories within the district.
And, that's one thing I could critique about the playoff system. They don't go off the records.
Yeah.
And it's a point system, but if you beat someone, you automatically jump them.
Balance set here. Mannering, play action pack, drop back to pass. He's being chased down. Mannering, he tucks it up and runs. And he'll get a gain of maybe a yard. It won't be a sack, but it might as well be as it brings up third down and 14 yards to go here.
And you know what Mannering kind of looked like there? He kind of looked like a little Mac Jones with those uniforms on as well. And, that's when, he's not very mobile. That's when it's going to come into effect. And we just saw him flicking his right arm around like he was about in a little bit of pain.
Well, the good thing for Warrensburg is they do have Cruz Villegas if anything were to hit the fan. Mannering's still in the game. He's in the shotgun. 2 receivers are tied into the top of the formation. It's Smith in the backfield. They'll go hard count here. Play clock under 10. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Play clock now under 5. Mannering. Tight end gets down with 1 second. Snap is received with 0. They throw a wide receiver screen. Cruz Villegas hops inside of a defender, but he's brought down after a gain of 4. And it looks like Warrensburg's going to have to punt this football on 4th down and 10.
And that's where, if you're Tucker Small, you got to get your own back turned to Warrensburg's sideline, because if not, you're forcing him to go back inside. And the number 1 rule of a screenplay, it's don't go inside. That's where the bad guys are, and that's when you're going to get yourself hurt. So if he's going to be able to get his back turned and let Villegas go to the outside and run off his hip down the sideline, he'd be gone for days.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter. 12 more minutes to football to play. It looks like Harrisonville will get the ball back when we return on KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, it's 4th down and 9. Cruz Villegas is in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He'll now step back to punt this football. Still going hard count. And Warrensburg jumps. It was Tyler Fox, the left guard. It'll be a false start. So the gain on 3rd down is wiped off the board. And now on 4th down and 14, once again, Warrensburg will still be in the same situation. They're going to punt. Any thought you had of going for it, definitely out the window now. 2 receivers to the top, a tight end, and a receiver to the bottom of the screen. A.J. Smith and Cruz Villegas in the backfield. This is known as punt formation in Warrensburg. They'll hard count, now drop back to punt. Villegas, low line drive kick, bounces down and received at the 38-yard line. Running far sideline, he's being chased down and dragged down eventually by a lot of Warrensburg Tigers is the return man. So the drive will start at the 41-yard line of Harrisonville as they'll look to take the lead in this one with 11:49 to play in the Warrensburg Chrysler first half.
And you know, Ryan, this is going to be a very, very big quarter of football. And like you said, there is a lot riding on this drive right here. Not only the drive, but the quarter. I mean, you have district seeding, state rankings, conference rankings, all down to this game right here. As this is 2 of the best in the conference and district going head-to-head.
11:49 to play in the fourth quarter. Like Brady said, this is a very big game, and the crowd came out to show it. It was homecoming. It was Hall of Fame night here in Harrisonville. They fake the handoff, running left side, juking back inside after a gain of 8 is the quarterback Levi Hall. I would love to get a rushing total on Hall tonight. It's been very effective.
And Hall's done a really good job of just hitting holes when he can, and it's been building up over time because he has ran the football quite a bit. I'm going to assume he's the leading rusher tonight for the Wildcats, and I'm assuming he's also had the most carries on the night for the Wildcats.
Second down and 2, 11 minutes and 13 seconds to play in this game. Warrensburg leads 28-27. Split back here. Levi Hall, he'll hand it off. No, he actually keeps it himself and spins off of a tackler running down the far sideline. He's across the 30, being chased out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Warrensburg had him in the backfield. He slips off a tackler.
He spun right off the tackler. And I think it was going to be a big play if he hands it off as well, but a really good job of making a big play happen, and then he's going to make the business decision of stepping out of bounds and keeping his body safe because he's been a big part of this run game.
Well, inside of the 25-yard line at the 23-yard line, it's first down and 10 after the Fox Heating and Cooling first down. They hand it off to the dive man, and he just falls forward for a gain of 5. When the option is working at its best, it feels like your fullback could dive forward and still gain 5 yards, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, Ryan, and I want to talk about the fullback. He's a 5'9" sophomore weighing 140 pounds.
Not your stereotypical fullback, and still has been pretty effective here in the second half. 28-27. Inside the American Senior Benefits red zone is Harrisonville. Hall, the quarterback, gives it to the dive man. No, he doesn't. He fakes it and falls off of a defender. The ability for Hall to pull that ball was pretty impressive because there were 3 tacklers on the running back. Hall pulls it out and gets a gain. That's also very dangerous.
It is very dangerous, but the mesh has been very clean tonight coming from the Wildcats, and that's one thing. The biggest thing I've noticed is Hall and his ability to pull the ball and give it. It seems like they've all been on sync all game long.
Third down and 3 yards to go to get the Fox Heating and Cooling first down. This ball's marked on the 16-yard line inside the American Senior Benefits red zone. 2 tight ends near side, 2 running backs, and Hall is in the shotgun. Hall running out right side. He gets the first down, breaks off a tackler, trucks forward, dives for the end zone, and they'll say he's a yard short down at the 1-yard line.
It's just another big run from Hall. Ryan, we're talking about that extra point being crucial, but with the way they're driving and how well the option's moving, if they punch this in, I would not be shocked if they went for 2.
Moving parts all around. They want to go quick. First down and goal to go on the 2-yard line. They're in a quarterback sneak out of this formation last time. They do again. Hall pushing his way forward. No whistle yet, awaiting decision. And they'll say he's down at the inch line. Had that play went another second, they would have fell into the end zone.
And it looked like Hall was picked up by his own lineman and moved forward. And of course, you can't do that. You can do that, but you can't do that. You're not allowed to, but they let you more often than not. And I think that's more why the play was blown dead, because he wasn't brought down. He was stood up and being carried.
8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 28-27 Warrensburg leads. Waynesville's on the 1 yard line of the Tigers. Hall under center, 2 running backs in the wing behind him. They'll hand it off to the fullback, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Harrisonville. It's a 1 yard touchdown rush, and Harrisonville this time will take the lead. And we'll see, the offense looks like they're staying on the field, and they are.
And this is another crucial play, Ryan. This could make it a 5-point game or back to that 7-point game.
Empty set here. 4 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Hall is all alone in the backfield. They'll motion a receiver across now, make it 3 by 2. Hall drops back, throws it to the man who's motioned. No one followed. He ran all alone across the formation, dives into the end zone, and just like that, the extra point doesn't matter. It's 35-28, 8:29 to play in the fourth quarter when we return on KOKO Sports.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, Harrisonville makes that drive look easy, and they punch it in with the 2-point conversion to make it 35-28 here with 8:29 to play. A game that Warrensburg looked like they had a chance to roll away with has switched up in favor of the Wildcats. Kickoff received at the 20-yard line by Mayhem. He's across the 25 and breaking a tackle down at the 31, which is where Warrensburg will start this drive. Looking at our MoSportsZone scoreboard, Bolivar leads Parkview 16-0 in the fourth quarter. Elias still beating Camdenton 56-6. Osage is dominating Eldon 43-6 in the fourth quarter. Mountain Home defeated Rolla last night. El Dorado Springs is beating Versailles 44-6 in the fourth quarter. Here it's 35-28. Harrisonville over Warrensburg, and Neosho was beating Waynesville's 56-14 at halftime last time we talked. Mayhem was down injured on the field. They've helped him up and off now as both teams go to their sidelines. Trainers looked at him. He's good to go. He hobbles off the field, so they'll be without Mayhem for at least a play. He caught a touchdown pass earlier in this game. What do you need to see on this drive, Brad?
And I think it's just going to be back to running the football and, finishing drives out. You can't have a drive stall. Looks like they've really gotten to hitting Smith in the backfield. They tried to throw the ball a little more that last drive, but it was inefficient. You need to go back to what was being efficient, and that's giving the ball to A.J. Smith, letting him work and do his thing.
Harrisonville leads 35-28. 3 receivers to the top. Mannering in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Rolling out right side. Play action pass. Finding Villegas, who tucks it up and gets a gain of 13, maybe 14. They'll say 13 on 1st down and 10. A Fox Heating and Cooling 1st down.
And Villegas is down on that sideline. He got a little hip drop tackle.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not only that flood concept there was real nice. I just said maybe you need to go back to running the ball because the pass is very inefficient, but that was a great play there.
They attend to Villegas on the sideline. He's down hard, and he's actually kind of in the way, so they might blow this play dead. No, they'll keep playing. 1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Warrensburg Tigers. Bring a man in motion. They'll hand it off to Smith. He's running right tackle. Stiff arms the defender at the line of scrimmage. Trucks over his own man and down right at midfield. I don't know if you saw that, but A.J. Smith had a forcible hit on the wide receiver, Theo McCracken.
Yeah, and he bounced right off him. I think he took 2 guys down. I think he took down Theo McCracken and the guy McCracken was locked up with. But a very big hit there.
2nd down and 4 right at midfield here.
We're going to see Manham come back into the game, and they actually brought in Frank Stevenson to come in and block.
So Mayhem's good. He's at the bottom of the screen. They'll give the handoff to Smith. He cuts back and gets across the 1st down line down at the 43-yard line. Smith has 2 first-half touchdowns in this game. He also has a fumble. Mannering wanting to go tempo here. 7:30 to play in the Warrensburg Chrysler second half. They'll hand it off to Smith again. Hurdles over the line of scrimmage. And a gain of 4.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a high school football game.
Well, hurdling is technically not allowed, and the head referee will tell Smith that. But since everyone cut block at the line of scrimmage, I believe it's fine that he hurdled over his own men. Gain of 3, second down and 7.
I'm sorry, but that was impressive.
It was very impressive. Smith is a dynamic athlete. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Smith to the left of Mannering. Play action pass, nothing's there. Mannering stepping up, now finding running room, and he's swarmed down, but actually flung forward for a gain of 3.
Here's a big fourth down play.
Third down. It'll be third down and 4. I mean, this is 4-down territory, no doubt about it. Just got to get a yard or 2 here. Tucker Small and Theo McCracken at the bottom of the formation. 2 tight ends are Stevenson and Dorian Lee. They'll hand it off to Smith. Smith breaks a tackle. Smith fumbles the football, and it'll be recovered by Harrisonville. Smith had the end zone in front of him. That ball just got flung out. I don't even know if anyone hit him. The ball just, violently flew out of his hand. It's a fumble, the second of the game for A.J. Smith. And now Harrisonville takes over with a 7-point lead on the 25-yard line.
And now the ball is in the hands of the Wildcats, but now it's the defense. You're going to have to pick it up here. You're going to have to get a quick stop because there's not much time on that clock. But a crucial turnover there coming from A.J. Smith, his second fumble of the game. And that's been one of the things that's kind of hurt this Tigers offense.
A.J. Smith with a great run. He was staring down the end zone. Instead, it's a turnover. And Harrisonville has the ball on the 25-yard line. Flag flies. And that would mean that there are 12 men on the field for Warrensburg, if I had to guess, unless the play clock ran down, and that's what it was. It was a delay of game, so it'll be a loss of 5 on first down. And I will say, Harrisonville is not the type of team to run from behind the sticks since they run the triple option. They like to run the football. The problem is they have been super effective in the way they've ran the football in the second half.
Yeah, and 15 yards doesn't seem that much when Levi Hall has been popping 6-7 yards a carry.
Well, they're in the shotgun now. They were lined up in the split back on first down, but penalty stopped that play. Now running out right side. It's the speed option. It's defended well, strung out, but Hall breaks a tackle, and it's a gain of 8 on first down. Levi Hall dragged down at the 30-yard line. It took 3 defenders to bring him down finally.
And the problem with that, with the Warrensburg defense, is the guy who was on the quarterback was very late. There, you saw both guys who had to assign the running back for the pitch and then for the shuffle pass, and
they were. It looked like they had to scrape the weak side linebacker over the top, and that's just a full run for him.
Yeah, and it looked like he was the guy responsible for the quarterback.
So second down and 5, clock down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Chrysler second half. Same play here. He'll just run out right side, speed option. Levi Hall trying to cut back now. He's got a lot of running room. He makes a move, has a defender miss, and slides down after the first down. The defensive end of Trayvon Murphy just over-pursuited a little bit on the backside.
And that's great field awareness there of knowing where he was. He saw he was at the first down. He saw there was a big chance that he was going to take a big hit, so he got down and, kept the clock running as well.
5 minutes and counting to go in the fourth quarter. Harrisonville has a lead. They also have the ball, and they've been running it extremely well. First down and 10. From the 36-yard line. Warrensburg still has all 3 timeouts. Split back again. Hometown crowd is loving what they're seeing out of their Wildcats. They'll give it off to the dive man, and he stumbles forward for a gain of 4 on first down. The first downs are brought to you by Fox Heating and Cooling, and Harrisonville has gotten a lot of them on the ground here in the second half.
Yeah, I'd like to know Harrisonville's time of possession so far in the second half. It seems like they've really controlled the ball. And, we have seen 3 Warrensburg's drives in this second half.
Yeah, and it's important to note the one touchdown we have seen came on defense. 2nd down and 6. They're in the veer again. Fake the handoff. No, they give it off to him, and spinning down the running back is Cannon Seaver. So a very big 2nd down stop, and it's now 3rd down and 5. There's a Tiger down on the field. He seems like he's okay. They'll send in someone to come in for him. So on this big 3rd down play, the defense will be without Bron Lamone.
And Ryan, the question here is, if you get 2 yards, are you in 4-down territory, or do you have to give the ball back to the Tigers?
Well, there's already only 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. 15 seconds on the play clock. I don't know. I mean, you might think about going for it. Depends on how close they get. Play clock under 10. Confusion from Harrisonville. We might see a timeout here as the head coach has his hand around the referee, and he does signal for the timeout. This is our first timeout of the second half. Again, they're brought to you by Flat Branch Home Loans. Let's get you a home, 660-422-5699. When we return on KOKO Sports, it's a big 3rd down and 4 for the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
3rd down and 4 from the 42-yard line of the Harrisonville Wildcats. Big play. It's a quarterback keeper. He's brought down in the backfield. Warrensburg needed a loss of yardage, and they get one. They'll take their timeout with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play. It's a loss of 4 as Warrensburg calls the timeout to get the football back. We'll stay right here. Again, timeouts brought to you by Flat Branch Home Loans. That was the play you needed.
Yeah, and that was done by the senior Jaden Williams. A big, big play there. We noted that we were going to be out with, I believe it was Bron Lamont, and that is a big-time play of stepping up and making something happen when you were in crunch time. Now that A.J. Smith fumble isn't as bad, knowing it's 4th down, and he gets one more shot of going down there and driving to tie this game back up.
It'll be 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock during this play, and Warrensburg has 2 timeouts. Go ahead.
Hey, granted, I forgot they punt out of their offense.
Yeah, they punt out of their offense. Me and Brady's background's both in Class 6 football. We played high school football at Nixa, and so it was always a punt team, right? And everyone we played always had a punt team. So this is new to us, but I've caught on after 3 weeks here that most teams are going to punt out of their offensive formation, and it's Levi Hall, the quarterback. It's 5 wide. This is the formation they did punt out of earlier in the game. Hall, he'll snap this one. There's no return man back for Warrensburg, and this punt's good. It's going to touchdown, but gets a Warrensburg Tiger bounce inside the 30-yard line and down at the 34. So lucky that bounce didn't go in favor of Harrisonville. This drive will start at the 34-yard line. 3 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Chrysler second half, and Warrensburg needs to go the length of the field to tie this game up.
And yeah, you really need to see A.J. Smith bounce back. Yeah. I mean, we saw it after that first drive where he fumbled the football. Now you need him to bounce back even harder here because this is crunch time, crucial possession.
2 receivers bunched at the top of the screen, tight into the bottom. They'll go right back to the bell horse, Smith. Smith trucks over one defender across the 40-yard line down at the 41.
That's a big gain there for Smith, and he looks a little timid, though, running.
Well, it's like an interception with a quarterback, right? When you throw an interception with your quarterback, sometimes you'll give him a safe pass to go out and throw the next time. That time, they give the ball right back off to Smith, say, hey, you're our guy. I'm sure they talked about it on the sideline. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Same formation, 2 receivers to the top, a tight end to the bottom. They'll motion a receiver out now. Entering in the shotgun. Fakes the snap. He's dropping back to pass. Fires. He's got a man wide open and off the hands of Mayhem. Did he haul that in? What are they going to say? Awaiting a signal. And they say it's complete. Mayhem, a juggling catch across the 45-yard line. Down at the 44. I thought that ball hit the turf. They say no. Clock's running. 2:25 to play. Warrensburg back on the line of scrimmage. A Fox Heating and Cooling first down. Handed off to Smith. Right tackle hurtling over a defender and brought down at the 37-yard line.
I'm confused why the clock never stopped there. The chains were still moving when they let him snap the ball.
Oh, I don't know. Regardless, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Warrensburg is into enemy territory. They have 2 timeouts to go. Looking to tie this game. It's 35-28. Camden Mannering operating in the 2-minute drill. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. The running back is Smith to the right of Mannering. Mannering. He's protected. Steps up in the pocket. Mannering just fires left side. I said he was protected. I kind of lied to you. There was pressure off the right side. Mannering tried to escape. Fires it to the turf, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
You know, I don't mind that actual play call at all because now it's 3rd down and 5, and you have a lot of trust in that running back there to pick up 5 yards. We've seen it quite a bit. He might be averaging more than 5 yards a carry tonight. He's done a really good job, especially in 3rd down situations.
Ball on the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. It's 3rd down and 5. Public address announcer getting the crowd up here in Harrisonville. It'll be a pass. Mannering rolls out left. The sophomore fires, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down. He was looking for Mayhem. Mayhem had the diving, juggling catch 3 plays ago, but that time they couldn't connect. 4th down and 5. Where do you go if you're Warrensburg? Where do you go, Brad?
You know, Ryan, I'm trying to think about this one. This is a tough situation. You have the opportunity to run the football. It's 4th down and 5, but I really feel like you have to throw the ball here. You need to guarantee this pass will be 5 yards.
2 tight ends on the formation, running back to the right of Mannering. 2 receivers to the top. Mannering, straight drop back to pass. He fires and complete for the 1st down inside the 30-yard line, and dragged down at the 25 is the tight end, Dorian Lee.
And Dorian Lee's first action with the football tonight is one of the biggest plays of the game and a big 1st down for the Tigers.
Warrensburg back on the ball. 90 seconds to play in this game. Mannering drops back, firing, end zone, and incomplete. He was going for the wide receiver, the junior, Theo McCracken. That was covered well. McCracken definitely has a size advantage over there on the far sideline. The minute 23, the clock is stopped.
I think the Tigers should feel a little bit of relief because McCracken really did extend the arms.
Yeah,
there
that could have been
OPI. And it could have been 15 yards.
2 timeouts for Warrensburg. They trail by 7. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 tight ends to the top. Dropping back to pass is Mannering. Mannering firing out on the out route to Villegas. And that's incomplete. He was trying to go far hash mark to near sideline. A very far pass for the sophomore quarterback, and it'll fall incomplete. 1 minute and 18 seconds to go in the Warrensburg Chrysler second half. 3rd down and 10, the biggest play of the game so far. 78 seconds to play as the crowd begins to pound the bleachers here at Harrisonville Wildcat Memorial Stadium. 3 receivers, they're lined up in trip to the bottom of the screen. Smith, the running back. They fire a quick pass to Villegas, who goes to the ground after a gain of 4 and a timeout. Oh, an odd decision. Villegas could have caught and ran that for...
And it seemed like he was protecting himself there, or just trying to secure the ball, but you have yourself about 15 to 20 yards of running room.
That's a Flat Branch Home Loans timeout. Let's get you a home, 660-422-5699.
Now another big 4th down play.
Yeah, 4th down and 5, just converted on a 4th down. This is the game. If they don't get it, Harrisonville will be able to knee this one out. And honestly, Harrisonville has played very well in the second half. If they get a stop here, they've well earned this victory. Where do you go here? They went with a lot of the rollout passing game. I would venture to say it's worked better than the in-pocket passing game.
Ryan, I think they're going to pull something up their sleeve. I saw when they've been rolling out that flood concept a lot, they leave the fake of A.J. Smith on the backside. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a throwback pass to Smith, and you get a big gain here. I don't know if they have that in their pocket, but I would venture that'd be a big play.
We'll see two receivers to the top, one to the bottom. The solo receiver is Theo McCracken. A tight end on the line of scrimmage. A.J. Smith is to the left of Camden Mannering. Mannering, he'll straight roll out to the right side. Mannering, he's got a man in the end zone. It's caught. No, it's dropped. Oh, no. Dominique Mayhem was wide open in the end zone. It was going to be a touchdown. But the pass falls incomplete. And Harrisonville will win this football game. Oh, schemed it up perfect. It was a touchdown, but it was dropped.
And that is a heartbreaker right there. What a game, Ryan.
It's been a good game, and Harrisonville, they played very well. They showed why they're the number 7 team in the state. Warrensburg took them to the final buzzer and even had a chance to tie it right there. But Harrisonville ran the ball very well. They defended well. And as they're in victory formation here, under a minute to play, they will get the victory tonight. Very big victory in Class 4 District 7, but these two teams will match up again. I would almost guarantee that. And there's going to be a lot of thinking in Warrensburg this weekend. Some mental mistakes, some things that I'm sure when I talk to Coach Kavanaugh next Friday, he'll tell me there is plenty of ways that they could switch this victory, or result, excuse me.
And Ryan, like you said, these two teams will meet, and I have a good feeling these two teams will meet for an opportunity to head to the state playoffs.
Clock under 25. Harrisonville can take a knee. They do, and they get the victory. 35-28. Harrisonville is victorious over Warrensburg. We'll go ahead and step aside. When we return, we'll wrap things up here on KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Jared Jones from Pilgrim Mortgage. I think it's important that you know who we are, and we believe home is more than an address. It's your future. Our team is dedicated to guiding you through the mortgage process with expertise, integrity, and a personal touch. You might even say that we're a little old-fashioned because we still believe that the client is always first. So come see me today, Pilgrim Mortgage, 101 North McGuire Street, Suite B in Warrensburg, or find me online at homeloansbyjared.com.
I am the Bobcat Man, David Bruce. I am the Bobcat Man, David Bruce.
Hey, this is David Bruce, the Bobcat Man, Bobcat of Sedalia. We've got Bobcat loaders and excavators in stock and on sale. I'm not able to give you the low price over the air due to minimum advertising price restrictions. I know what you're thinking. The Bobcat Man has gone crazy. Well, call my bluff. 816-491-6224. That's 816-491-6224. David Bruce, the Bobcat Man.
Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, tonight things did not go the way that the Warrensburg Tigers wanted here in Harrisonville. It was a 35-28 victory for the home team, the Harrisonville Wildcats, and a heartbreaking victory in that the game-tying pass was in the hands of a Warrensburg receiver in the back right corner of the end zone. Unfortunately, it could not be hauled in. It was a great pass from Camden Mannering and a great route by the receiver, but things just weren't meant to be tonight in Harrisonville. Warrensburg falls to 2-2 on the season, and Harrisonville, the number 7 team in the state, moves to 4-0. Ryan Retone, Brady Retone alongside you here on the postgame show, wrapping things up. I mean, Brady, what was the difference tonight?
Time of possession was the difference. How long that defense was on the field of Warrensburg, I really I really think it came down to also turnovers. The turnover margin, it was huge. It was 2-0. There was 2, Warrensburg, none over here from, Harrisonville. And I think that was a key part right there.
Well, Harrisonville had one. Harrisonville had one, the pick six that resulted in the touchdown.
I forgot about the pick six. So 2-1. Pick six there being the only score in the second half, but the ineffectiveness of the offense in the second half coming from Warrensburg was a big one right there. Of course, they put together quite a few good drives. It looked good. And, of course, that last play was drew up perfectly, and it just didn't turn out the way Warrensburg wanted it to be. It slipped out of the fingertips there. So that was one of the biggest differences there, Ryan.
Yeah, well, it's a loss for Warrensburg, and one that's definitely going to affect them moving forward, and it'll hurt them in the district standings. It'll hurt them in the conference play, but I'm sure they learned a lot from their football team tonight, and this was a very hard-fought game for the Tigers. I mean, one that you're going to come away from saying, man, how did we not win that football game?
Yeah, and the great thing about Missouri high school sports, Ryan, is, they lose this game in the regular season, but at the end of the day, once you hit postseason, everyone is 0-0. And honestly, the regular season doesn't mean that much. Yes, you play 9 games just to prepare yourself for the postseason. And like you said, these two teams will see each other, and it will be another instant classic.
Yeah, again, Warrensburg falling to 2-2, or Harrisonville moving to 4-0. Next weekend, Warrensburg will be on the road. Pleasant Hill is the opponent. A lot of road games for this Warrensburg team, so they'll have to bounce back fast against a conference and district foe in Pleasant Hill. Brady, final thoughts tonight.
I mean, overall, great game by both teams. It was a fun one to watch, and Warrensburg is a really good football team, and this district is really good. And I believe this is probably one of the best districts in Class 4, and there's 3 teams who are going to compete to take home that championship. But at the end of the day, A.J. Smith, another great game. Ball security is a big one, and I'm sure that will be a topic Monday at practice.
Yeah, well, special thanks to Kent Otto. He came out and ran camera and helped us out with the tech tonight. Zach Schmidt back at the studio engineering tonight's game. For Brady Retone, I'm Ryan Retone, reminding you that tonight's score was 35-28 in favor of the home team, the Harrisonville Wildcats, saying thanks for joining us tonight and so long on KOKO Sports. Good night.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School Football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.